Hey everybody, as I'm sure you could probably imagine, we're gonna be starting in around 4 minutes. Sorry for those who are seeing or hearing this message twice. It's been a while for me. But yeah, we'll be starting right at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so that's the next hour, so just in a couple minutes. See you guys soon. Thanks for coming. Oh God. I'm not ready for today, and there's a reason why. Now, of course, I'm like ready to stream. That's not what I'm talking about. Though my lack of streaming lately may have you think that. I'm not ready because even before Colors Ultimate came out, I was already very conflicted about where I stand with Sonic specifically. I know we've done live discussions in the past, but this is also a little bit of an intervention. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels this way, but I was literally in the middle of writing a video, a Tails channel take, that I was gonna upload about how optimistic I was for Rangers. Now, it's possible that Colors affected, you know, seeing Colors Ultimate, and the trailers come out, and, you know, joking around with friends about the glitches and all that jazz may have influenced my negativity a little. I am willing to accept that that's a possibility. However, I'm just nervous because one has to wonder, and we'll open the floor to discussion really soon. I'm seeing the thing that I predicted happening, which is that even though I started much earlier to give people time to pile in, people are only going to show up when it's supposed to start. So that's fine. That's fine. I see the 6 of you that just got in here. Welcome, by the way. I wanna start with a little opening statement to contextualize how I'm feeling, because like I said, it's a little bit of an intervention. I'm hoping to learn from you guys. I'm hoping to learn from people who feel opposite to myself. Of course, I'm going to also invite people to speak that agree with me, and I'm also going to invite people to vent their frustrations with this game and the series as well, but mostly Sonic Colors Ultimate. I am trying to find where I find the music. I'm just like brain farting. Is it extras? Yeah, it is. It's extras. Okay. Because I wanted to like not listen to the same song a million times. We're not going to be playing all the time, but I know Sam is here right now, and so I wanna play a specific boss theme, because Sam said he didn't like this one, but like I feel like it sounds really good. He said it sounded synthy. Sam, is this the one you were talking about? Hold on. Let me turn it up. Give me a sec. Sam, you said this sounds synthy? The guitar? For those of you on Discord, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Watch the stream. It's on Twitch. Twitch.tv/TailsChannel. If anything, they do more with the guitar in this song. And now, I'm not going to criticize the music the whole time. There's some nice organ in the background that adds more. It becomes more of a dynamic remix. They change up the guitar so it's a little less repetitive. Honestly, I was really surprised when Sam didn't like that song, but here's the funny thing. Since this boss, in its nature, there's a lot of homing attacks, and the freaking perfect homing attack, or whatever it's called, is so damn loud, it's very possible that Sam could not hear, which is unfortunate, because I like this song, I like this boss, but you can't hear it. And that's a perfect segue, actually, to invite Sam in here. So why don't we just take that opportunity? So I'm gonna bring Sam in here to defend himself. Let me just remind myself how this works. Okay, so Sam, you've gotten an invitation. I don't think you've done this before, so I'll give you some time to figure it out. It shouldn't be too hard. Oh, hey Sam, you're good.
Working?
Yeah, you're good. You're on.
Oh God. All right. I don't know. What is this technology? Anyways, okay. So what you mentioned in the call, is exactly what happened. So after what you told me, I went back to the soundtrack, to the sound test, and I listened to it. I was like, all I heard was the very beginning, and then it was just homing attacks from that point forward. So I didn't hear the middle part of the song. The only thing I heard was the very beginning, which does have a more of a synth sound than the original. Just the very beginning.
A little bit, yeah. Like the guitar is there, and it sounds. I can see why you would think that, because it sounds a little less, I guess, full. Like there's less tracks going on.
It's not. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's definitely not as synthy as the other songs or the remixes. So I'm glad you and I are on the same page. It's just funny because our last conversation, you were like, I don't know, it sounded pretty synthy. I'm like, are you sure you heard it? And here we are now. You didn't hear it. I literally heard the beginning, but I still think the original does sound better though.
Well, you're crazy. Anyway.
Okay. Well.
So why don't we go with the flow of the conversation the way it's going right now? So let's just continue to talk about remixes. So I know for a fact that actually the smallest offender, in my opinion, for this whole thing is the remixes. I honestly am on the side of the fence that it's overblown. But I know in your review, which I just watched, great job, by the way. Go watch it now, guys. It's really, really great. Funny, entertaining, also long. So, like, if you're eating a meal, like, just put it on, man. The time will fly. Anyway, Sam, so remixes. Wow. What's your problem? What's your problem with the remixes?
So my main problem is, okay, there's two problems. One, it's just the synth problem that I've mentioned for a while now. I just don't like the super electronic sound they've been going with. When Colors released in 2010, that's when they started using more dubstep and electronic sounds. And it sounds good there. because they also had a mix of real instruments. But ever since Forces, they've been very, very techno, and I don't know. It's just a preference thing. I personally don't like it as good as real instruments. But outside of that, when it comes to Colors Ultimate, my main problem is that they most of the time they would just change a song so much where I feel like it loses its original impact or the reason why it was like. Again, I mentioned in my review, but I think that it's literally the perfect example is Planet Wisp Act 1.
Yeah, that was a really good example. I'll let you continue since some people might not have heard it. So go ahead.
Yeah. So Planet Wisp opens up in a grassy field. It's you're in nature, and then you run forward and you're in this factory. And then the song, it matches that. The song starts with a piano, and then it gets a little more in to the beat, like when you're going into the factory. But in Ultimate, Otani or whoever, I assume it's Otani. People were telling me it might have been another person, but it's still Otani. He's the person who makes all the songs there. He changed it so much where it just sounds like club music, where everything is just boom, boom, boom. Or there's a drop. And actually, oh my god, what was the song that's in the credits? The opening where the credits start. I don't think it's Open Your Heart or not Open Your Heart. Speak with
opening credits? You mean the ending credits?
Yeah, the ending credits, but the beginning of the credits at the end.
I haven't gotten to the end yet, but I've heard the orchestra version, so it's at the end where it does a drop.
Yeah, there's like that song, that's a remix to the point where they literally just created a different song. It is so radically different. Was it Speak with Your? I'm trying to see what the.
It's Speak with Your Heart.
Okay, yeah, it might have been that one, yeah.
It should be.
They changed it so much where I don't even know if I would consider it a remix. It just sounds so different.
So let me just clarify a few things before I go into my point. So do you find yourself listening to electronic music at all?
I do.
Outside of Sonic.
Yes, I do actually. In fact, what I had a Skrillex phase, I had a dubstep phase, and a lot of times I'll listen to chill step. Even now when I'm editing, when I used to study recently, I listen to chill step. So I do like electronic music. I think when it comes to Sonic games, having electronic sound is not a bad thing. I feel like just the tone that they're choosing, the instruments they're using, it's just not working. And the same thing I had with Forces. It's the songs aren't bad, but the tones they're choosing, it's a little too grating on the ears for my liking. I don't know. I
agree with you, and so I'm gonna go into my take, which is honestly, I'm getting what I wanted because I want to be honest with you. Before you started talking about your opinion on the music and clarifying that you also like electronic music, before you clarified all that, I was on the opposite side of the fence, I would say, where I would say that I liked the new remixes, and that from your review, the only thing that I would say I would recommend Blind Squirrel changed is just that instead of the first couple of acts predominantly being remixes, I think that they should have switched it.
I think so too.
So the remixes should have been in the latter half of your playthrough the stages, because I think you make a really good point that probably a lot of the songs paint the scene a little bit better, and it would have been fine if it got into more EDM stuff for the future acts. And honestly, I'm also on the side of the fence that I think it's more of a fault of the marketing that they would say remixed soundtrack. They should have said they should have found a way to word it where it's more act remixes or something, because I like the idea of giving the other really short acts their own individual remix so that your playthrough experience is more diversified overall. Great. And I'm not hurt by the lack of an option to switch them, but I can see how someone's immersion from start to end could be a little bit ruined with what you said with Planet Wisp, right? Where it starts with a heavy beat, but it's literally, that level is clearly designed to show you the stark contrast between the original organic Planet Wisp to where Eggman's factory begins, because you literally break through a fence that was designed by Eggman, and the music doesn't sync perfectly, but it's clearly trying to illustrate that. And you make a huge point when you say that. And I would not be surprised if we look into the other levels if that was also the case. So I would say, hey, man, I know we're putting a lot into this first patch, but maybe they can patch that. Who knows?
It sounds like an easy thing they could possibly do. And I'll say this real quick too. You know, like, as much as I don't favor the remixes, it doesn't mean that any of them are inherently bad. I will say that, like I don't hate them. I just believe they're a downgrade from what we had originally.
Yeah,
but there is nothing that is bad.
And I think people got, like, when we were hearing the remixes released, everyone was assuming that there would be either a feature to swap them, and they would literally replace the current tracks. So people were reviewing the music with that context. So like, oh man, a whole generation of Sonic fans are gonna think this is what, you know, Planet Wisp sounds like. Oh crap, that sucks. Even if there is a setting, that's not the case. So I'm happy that the original versions exist. But again, to better appreciate the actual design of the level and the stark contrast between the factory and the organic Planet Wisp, I think it just tells a better story, just artistically. That's just more impressive artistically, using their techniques in different media forms. So I think we covered OST pretty well. So Sam, how much time do you have to like hang out? Because I'm cool if you want to stay on and kind of recontextualize some things that people say as we bring them on, because you just did a review. So I'd be happy to have you on. Okay, great.
I'm free, so you could have me on as long as you want. I could leave whenever you want. I can
Get out of here. No, I'm just kidding.
Leave.
So
I will also say though, real quick though, if you guys haven't yet though, terminal velocity in Ultimate sounds amazing.
Well, I haven't unlocked it yet, and so I'm sorry, we can't play it. So at some point I am gonna have to play this game. I am not starting from the beginning. I'm just not doing it because, one, I'm not I mean, it's no secret to anybody that I haven't been streaming a lot. I'm not feeling great about where Sonic is at, but also there's a lot of restructuring internally going on with Tails channel, so we have to kind of like reinvent how we produce videos, and it just feels weird to live stream on a channel when it's kind of being rebuilt. So that's the short of that, but we're not throwing in the towel quite yet. I'm gonna switch to my game screen, but there we go. Stream Deck. Man, I've had the Stream Deck forever and I just can't get used to using it. I don't know why. Alrighty.
May I ask what platform you're playing this on?
What's that?
What platform are you playing this on?
Oh, right. I should probably clarify that. So this is the Epic Games PC version. Now, let me clarify some things, because for those of you who follow me, you're going to remember that I was upset about Sonic Colors Ultimate being on Epic Games Store, and that I did not want to purchase it because I didn't want to encourage the idea of Epic exclusive. Unfortunately, the only alternative available to me would be Switch. And while that would be funny,
code-wise,
yes. While that would be funny, I don't really feel like I'd be reviewing the actual game because it seems like an absolute disaster. So I decided to go with the Epic Games Store version. Now, I didn't purchase it. This is a review copy. Massive shoutouts to Sega. Thank you so much for providing this for me to try. However, that does not mean that I'm going to pull my punches, because I mean, I've said this a million times, but I was burnt really hard, specifically by Forces, because it is my opinion that we've never been like lied to in the same kind of way. And lied to maybe is a little bit clickbait. Misled, right? I guess taken advantage of. Clearly, they were really trying to get adventure fans excited with what they were doing with Forces, and it did not deliver, and they must have known that it wasn't enough to satiate those fans. So the result is not surprising to me, that there's a lot of people that hate Forces out of spite, and there's a separation, there's a fracture in the fan base of people that look at it outside of that and go, the game itself is really not that offensive. But then the other fraction is, yo, you know what you were doing. and you didn't deliver, so I'm bitter about it. And the unfortunate reality is that I was in that camp, and so that bias is affecting how I'm seeing everything after it. And I am willing to fully admit that I am acting probably entitled, because I hold Sonic to a standard that you would expect somebody to hold him to, that grew up with him when he was considered a gaming icon. He's still considered a gaming icon, but I don't feel like he's held to that standard because of past blunders. So that's another one of those things that I kind of want to throw out there, because I'm hoping someone will throw it back at me and correct me when we invite some people in.
Now, I will say this, though. I do agree with that, though. After Forces, I feel the same way, where I'm kind of more so not as forgiving. After.
Which, I mean, I wish that wasn't the case, but like...
Well, it's not out of spite. It's more so we just want the series to do better. So we have to play, like, like hardball here.
But it also gets complicated, because there are people who grew up with a Sonic that was not... How do I describe this? Sonic was trendy when he released because of clever marketing, but he came out swinging and making fun of everybody. Now, that worked, but that's short-term gain. And they weren't playing the long game. Nintendo played the long game. They stayed humble. They probably took a few light jabs to Sega, but nothing at the same level that Sega did. They played the short game, and they got short-term investments. Sonic blew up. They didn't know what to do after that. And so now you got everyone pointing at Sonic going, you were the one making fun of everyone, and now you're generic. These are fill in the blanks. It could be with whatever it is that you have a problem with Sonic. Now you're generic. Now you're glitchy. Now you're boring. Now you're samey. Whatever it is. All the things that Sonic came out teasing other people for are now weaponized back at him, which makes sense. It's totally human. I don't blame anyone. But if you feel like people have a bias towards Sonic, that's Sonic's fault. Totally Sonic's fault. Like, you have to accept that as a fan. You have to be ready to be like, okay, well, Sonic was kind of a bully, so it makes sense that people are bullying him. But that means the only way Sonic's going to work is if he is held to that high standard. He will always be affected by the echo of how he originated. Now, some people grew up outside of that, connecting it to the beginning. Some people grew up outside of that, and so all they see is the Sonic that they experienced and the time that they came out, the time that they literally came out, but yeah, also the Sonic games that were coming out when they came out. And so when they look at people who experienced Sonic earlier, they're confused because they're like, Sonic is this. Why are you treating Sonic like this? But time, you cannot underestimate how much of a role time plays into with a franchise like this. Now, I keep giving the excuse that I'm contextualizing what people are going to say in the future, but at some point, a live discussion has to be a live discussion. So
you want to really feel time?
Oh God!
I've been thinking about this all day.
What is it?
Can I please? I think I saw a comment on my review about Sonic Colors coming out when they were in 2nd grade.
Oh no! Okay.
If you think about it, they would be in college by now, and I'm just like,
wait, somebody that was 2 years old when Sonic Colors came out, or now in college?
They were in second grade.
Oh, okay, 2nd grade, and now
so they would be
okay.
They would be in college by now.
Jeez. Yeah, so I can still very vividly remember when I was listening to podcasts when I was a young Sonic fan, and I was hearing old B Sonic fans talking, and I remember being frustrated. So I'm trying my very best to express awareness of my potential bias. Now, this is a good segue. Fine, it worked out. Please, what I'm looking for starters, since Sam and I basically agree, what we're looking for right now, at least at this point in the discussion, is somebody who actually enjoys Sonic Colors Ultimate. So, does anyone in the audience does anyone in the audience enjoy Sonic Colors Ultimate? We will definitely be inviting people to continue dunking on this game. But I think it's important that we do our very best to hear the opposite side before we do that. Because if we just throw filth at a game with closing our ears to the opposite side, I don't know about you guys, but I have a very, very hard time respecting people who do that.
While we wait for a person to come to do that, I will say this, and I think I mentioned it in my video. Outside of the obvious glitches that people have been talking about nonstop, and rightfully so, I mean, it's Sonic Colors in HD. So I did have some fun with the game. The fun was still there. There's the same fun I've had whenever I do play Colors. So it's not like,
Yeah, the gameplay isn't so much affected, but the problem is, again, the context of what we were talking about before, being burnt by previous games. And when a game comes out in this state, we're like, why do we have to be a laughing stock all the time? And when the element of like developer, right, that role, it's constantly in cycle, right? Even Sonic Team, right, when it's said it's made by Sonic Team, we get a game like Forces where we don't even recognize barely anybody in the credits. So even Sonic Team itself is cycling. But this is a port, so it's more comparable to something like Sonic Boom, where the dev team is completely different. So as a longtime fan, all I can do is notice patterns. And so I'm like, okay, so what is the only factor in this equation that is repeated? Sega. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know. It sucks because you know that more ignorant people are going to target Blind Squirrel or whoever actually developed the game. But I can't help but feel like, as a fan, there's somebody up there in corporate and Sega causing stuff like this, causing crunch, the work environment not being okay. But it's the only logical explanation. Because
and it is weird because I feel like, because you're definitely right on that. There's definitely, where there's smoke, there's fire, and there's been smoke on this series for so long, where every time we switch developers, there's always that smoke. So obviously the source has to be the people that have always been there, and that's Sega. What I will mention, though, is I feel like right now is also kind of a weird time to release a game anyways. I feel like they could have waited a few more months to have it be a holiday releases, right? Like, wouldn't it make more sense?
Yeah, I wish they found a way to delay it. I think they really shot themselves in the foot by doing this like early release kind of thing. It's looking like not a single person in this stage right now likes the port. Now I see some hands up, but I'm looking at our stage text chat, and I enjoy it, but I don't like it, if that counts. I don't know. This doesn't make much sense, but I can explain.
I guess while we keep looking, I guess what I could talk about in the meantime regarding the port is, if you like Colors originally on the Wii, you're gonna like this. And the game, the port itself, the actual game part itself, it plays just like it did. Outside of the glitches, it controls just like it did, with this controller. And I think it's good that we actually have, a better control scheme this time around with actual button mapping. I think there's parts where this port did good. Adding the customization was, it's a nice little extra. It's not a big thing, but again, the game is the same. We're not expecting a whole different game here. So I do like that in the game. And honestly, one of my favorite additions to Ultimate, I'll say, is Rival Rush.
I haven't actually tried it yet, so
really?
let's hold off on that, just because. Okay. I mean, it's how do you unlock it? You got to get a certain amount of red rings in an area?
So, fun fact, Garrulous had to tell me because none of us knew. The game doesn't tell you how.
Great.
From what we understood through trial and error, is if you collect half the red rings in a given world, that's when Metal Sonic will appear, when you collect at least half.
Okay, so I had a feeling that was something to do with it because I was doing very bad getting the red rings when I was playing. Just to follow up off of what you were saying, and I promise you, we will invite somebody in here now that we've confirmed that nobody likes it in here. We tried, whatever. So, just prefacing, guys, we're about to just like dunk on this game. Though, I mean, let's clarify.
I'll defend the game where it's due.
Okay. Well, I'll shred more a bit of context because I find that it's important. Sam and I first met playing Sonic Colors on stream on Tails channel, so you can go check it out. It's pretty old. It's way down in our YouTube uploads, but that was the first time Sam and I got together and we were just gushing about the game. So we both here right now, Sam and I, are technically fans of Sonic Colors. Now it doesn't mean that it's our favorite game, but we like the game. So we're not going to be roasting Colors. We're going to be dunking on the port. And we're probably salty because of all of the other things we previously mentioned. So, okay, I've given up on the dream of somebody like actually liking the port because I tried to ask and I basically just got laughed at in the stage text chat, which is fine. I tried, okay? So what I'd like to do is at this point, we're just going to invite people in to chat with us about something we haven't really talked about yet, ideally, or, a perspective, we haven't explored yet. Let's see. I'm going to start with, let's see here. I'm looking at people with their hands raised. However, I've been made aware that moderators can't raise their hand. So just so I don't forget, let's bring Daki in here. He's part of the Team Tails channel. I'm sure he's got lots to say regarding this. So why don't we bring Daki in here because I can totally see myself forgetting. Hey Daki, how's it going?
Hey, so I've been playing Colors Ultimate for, the past few hours and last night. So how do you think I am? Do you think I'm doing good?
Oh God, what you're leaving it to me to decide how you feel? I think. Wait a minute. What version are you playing?
I'm playing the Epic Gamer version of the Epic Gaming Store.
Okay, so I think you're having an all right time because it has less glitches. So I mean, I don't know. That's my guess. Sam, what do you think before Daki reveals the truth?
What do I think regarding what specifically?
What do you think? Do you think Daki had a good time with the Epic Game Store version so far?
No, I feel I could just feel the energy. He has some stuff to say. What do you have to say?
You guys would be in the right. So if there's nothing like really in specific that you want to talk about, Evan, I'll just kind of go on and as to my experience with the game.
I think that's the best way to go about it. It's just because I feel like there's other people waiting to talk, and we're going to be naturally revisiting topics over and over again because everybody has a different take.
Sorry, Evan, pause real quick.
Yeah, I know. I was actually about to mention that, so Daki, hold on. This is the part that's too fast, right, Sam?
Yeah, those enemies, I didn't mention this in my review. Those enemies you're looking at right now on screen are shooting at double the speed they should. It is impossible to take that bottom route without getting hit as a result.
Impossible?
Yep.
Well, what about the upper route and then going lower later?
Good luck.
All right, here we go, guys. Daki, you'll tell us your take on Ultimate as soon as I screw this up, which is inevitable. But for the sake of hype, let's do this. All right. So if I jump when he starts going up, he should go down when I try to jump, right? Okay. I got a little boost, so it should get me across to the red ring.
I remember having to do geometry to get through a section.
Well, it's because I'm bad. Okay. Oh Jesus, no. Okay, wait.
Were those platforms on the right always clipping like that?
Okay, I suck. Whatever. It's impossible. Sam's right. It's impossible.
It is.
Anyway, so Daki, what do you think? What do you think of the Epic Game Store version?
Well, it's not really specific to it. Well, what I can say right off the bat is that there seems to be different bugs in different versions, especially with the Switch version is definitely like the one that suffers the most, which is
most memes too.
Yeah, Sonic like stretches like his whole body a lot of the time, and he just kind of starts collapsing a lot of the time in the Switch. It's kind of wild. But what I want to start by saying is, for example, that bug you've just experienced with the double speed spikes. I just want to say I played the Dolphin version a lot with a 60 frames per second hack, right? And a lot of these issues that you're seeing are directly things that are affected by the frame rate in Sonic Colors. So the fact that they bumped 30 to 60 but didn't edit the game logic to accommodate for that makes things like this happen, which is kind of wild that they didn't even bother.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just wanted to give some context in case someone didn't know why that was happening. That doesn't only happen there; it happens with like a lot of things. But I think that's like one of the more apparent ones, which is a shame, honestly.
So, Daki, since you said you played a lot of the Dolphin version, there was something that happened in a couple of people's playthroughs. This is also impossible too, Sam, right?
Another example I can give you is in the Aquarium Park loop. In the beginning, if there's like a notorious bug with the 60 FPS version in Dolphin, where the collision messes up and you get like yeeted out of the loop.
Like collision like this?
Not specifically the blocks completely changing axis is completely new. This is new. This is a new feature or something. I don't
Guys, why does it have to suck so bad to be a Sonic fan? Please, I was thinking about this while washing dishes, so now it's time for me to talk about this. Ready, guys? So, what other IP, like historically relevant IP, screws up this often? Because like for other series, right, like even at some point with Crash, right, Activision was like, oh shit, we should probably make something, right? And then Spyro, like, oh yeah, we should make something. And people are saying Pokemon, but not to this degree. They are cheaping it out, but it's not embarrassing. It's just, that Pokemon can do so much more with the context of the amount of money they're making. So it's a different issue. Sonic is around there. He's an historic IP. I can't think of a single other IP that does this. And I'm worried.
And gets away with it.
Exactly. Yep. And what I'm worried about is it's because, and I did a post on social media on Twitter the other day, and it's one of my stupid Evan abstract questions, sure, whatever, but I do it for a reason, I promise. But I asked people, do you consider Sonic part of your identity or an interest? Now that's important because what I think happens, because you guys have probably noticed, but or maybe most, I don't know. How old are you, Daki? Are you okay to say?
I'm 19 and I grew up playing Sonic Colors when I was 7 years old.
Okay. So this is more so for Sam, but let me know, Daki, if this is the case for you. But Sam, have you found that kind of nerd geek culture is kind of like trendy now, right? Like a little bit?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Back then, that like being a Sonic fan was something you would used to suppress, but now you don't.
Less so. I mean, of course, there are definitely like exceptions, but like things now, this isn't the cause of it being that way, but things like the MCU kind of legitimized like superheroes, things that used to be like nerdy comic books, and we're seeing that with video games now.
Yeah.
So what I'm confused about and what I'm worried about is that what's happening is companies are exploiting that fact. They know that instead of it just being a product, it's an accessory to your identity. Be careful, because when that happens, that's the exact recipe that causes this confusing cycle where somebody is critiquing a game and people get offended. Because if Sonic is part of your identity, you take Colors Ultimate, you enjoy it, and you go, I really love Colors Ultimate. I'm having a really good time with it. But if you hold Sonic so closely in that way, and it's part of your personality, when someone roasts the game, it's not like you can't take other people's opinions. What happens is you naturally get upset and self-conscious because you're like, why do people see this thing I love with so much hate? And it makes you doubt yourself. It makes you doubt what you've attached to your identity, and it makes you worried that people perceive you that way. And so it becomes personal, out of your control. Now, the problem is companies are allowed to sit back and watch the community go at war with each other and release games, and Pokemon does this too, release games and products that are not at the level they should be because they know people will buy them because Sonic is part of their identity. Now, I almost guarantee you that based on what I'm seeing in this review port, there'll be a patch, but it won't fix everything, and it'll go, and the price will drop like a rock. Coincidentally, after all the people that hold Sonic to their identity have bought the game. And of course, a large portion of people who, you know, are more casual and just get right in there. What I'm worried about...
I'll tell you as much. Let me tell you this.
Please do.
Because...
I'm going to continue playing, though.
The scenario you are mentioning right now is a scenario that's already happened with Team Sonic Racing.
It already happened with Team Sonic Racing?
That
What do you
Wisp
mean?
is literally going through the... Oh my god. Anyways.
Yeah.
I missed that.
The Wisp capsule you just picked up, half of it was in the wall.
Oh, yeah, that whole area is messed.
By the way, that enemy shooting greens is also going faster than usual. What I will say too, what I'm saying is the scenario you mentioned where they won't fix everything. It'll probably be left in the state it's in, and then the price will just drop like a rock. That's what happened with Team Sonic Racing. They didn't patch it. The game had bugs.
Oh,
They decided to abandon it.
Hold that thought, but I want to clarify, just because I've heard more than just you say this. The music just stopped. They did patch TSR, but I simply think it was impossible to fix the online.
They didn't fix it fast enough. That's why you don't, especially a racing game. Like, people aren't gonna wait for that to be fixed.
Yeah,
you know?
so I think it was like, it just sucks. The damage was done, though, I'm saying. So, like, and this game's not online, so I'm a little bit more happy, or I guess not happy. I'm a little bit more, I guess, expecting a patch to be more effective in this case. Because the base game is still there, I say, like, if you like colors, you're still gonna like this. You might feel a little bit in some areas that they could have done better, but I mean, whatever.
I will say, you know, because of what happened after Team Sonic Racing, though, I am going to keep my eyes on Ultimate. And say in like 6 months, if the game is just still not like up to snuff, or by next year or something like that, I will happily do an updated review and to hold them accountable if they don't fix this.
Because I'm at the point in my Sonic fandom where when a Sonic game is bad, I don't think like, haha, funny, like, company messed up. I think of all the young fans that just love Sonic in a pure way, in a pure, innocent way that isn't bad. A lot of people online would say, like, you're just, like, blinded by your fandom and all this, like, negative stuff. But there is nothing wrong with just liking something. In a beautifully ignorant way. There is nothing wrong with that. But all I can help but think of is all the frustration they're going to experience just trying to love something. They just want to love something. And all because somebody, some faceless individual, it ain't Iizuka, it ain't the people putting their time into making these things. It's whoever is deciding to release it like this. Deciding it's worth releasing in this state, and it's not worth it. And I just feel so bad for people just trying to enjoy a game. Daki, it's been a minute. Did you really say like mostly what you wanted to say regarding the game, or was there more stuff kind of you touched on?
We actually didn't even get started, I feel like.
We
went like off the rails a lot, which is fine.
No, it's natural because again, like I said, there's gonna be a bunch of people in here, and they're gonna want to revisit topics. So, super lax, no worries. So, what do you want to say that you didn't get a chance to say yet?
So yeah, well, basically, I think where I left it off is, well, I was kind of trying to explain the whole the FPS issue. It's just an issue that's like built in the game, and they didn't really bother to fix. It happens. Like everything that used to break in Dolphin with 60 frames per second breaks here as well. And a really crude example that I can give you of that I thought was just nasty, I'll say, it's just in an aquarium park. There's a loop that completely just throws you off the level, and 60 frames per second in the Dolphin version. If you press something, instead of fixing that, like, and fixing the in-game logic to reflect those 60 frames, they kind of made the collision there more tight or more automated, if you want to say. But now, instead of flying off, what happens a lot of the time is you just kind of fall off or you get stuck for a few seconds. But
yeah,
it
that
still
happened in
happens.
my playthrough. And you know what's funny enough too is, Evan, if you recall when we played Colors when we first met, you were playing the Dolphin version and you flew off. You were having problems with that loop. Like 4 years ago in the Dolphin version, but now
I remember it.
We're playing a remastered version, a retail remastered, and we have that problem here too. That's insane to me.
It's absolutely, that's like at the point that I was like, I cannot believe that this game released in the state that it's at, especially when I think it's common knowledge that it was delayed back in 2020 because the game was deemed in an unplayable state.
Why?
And then they think this is a good state?
Well, and also, like, I can't, I mean, again, this is probably a symptom of following Sonic so closely, but if you're ever confused why, like, people do this cycle of, like, I'm gonna leave, it's because those people follow Sonic closely, and so we hear what these CEOs are saying, like, guys, we messed up, we promise we won't do it again, and then this happens. Why are the fans that decide to leave being made fun of? What? That's a healthy choice for an individual, bro. Like, if you gotta leave, leave. Don't feel pressured to stay here. Why would you do that? That's psychotic. And guys, I hate to say it, but I'm that meme now. Like, I never thought I would hear myself say this, but if Rangers sucks, bro, I can't take it. I can't do it. I'm sorry, guys.
I don't think I could take it either.
And it's a meme. It's totally a meme, but whatever. I will still, let's be perfectly transparent here. I'm not saying I'm not gonna tweet about Sonic anymore, and I'm gonna completely renounce my fandom. Like, it's not that serious, bro. What it will mean, though, is I don't know how I can just continue to report on Sonic News on Tails channel and be like, yeah, Sonic's doing this thing, and just hate it. You know what I mean? Like, based on the corporate decisions they're making, I'm not gonna report every single thing they do if I'm not interested in the new stuff. I'll continue to gush about what it did for me. Art styles that blow my mind, OSTs that are fantastic and paint the narrative so well, the stories that I love and taught me how to be the person I am today, as weird as they are. They found a way to teach me how to be a human somehow, and I think I'm doing all right somehow. But those things I'm going to continue to love, but it's just but reporting on the newest stuff and being able to engage in current discussions with you guys is something I'm gonna, unfortunately, for my own sake, have to miss out on, because I don't want to be a voice of just constant negativity. You know, that's not my style. I don't stick around if that's how it's gonna be. I do Sonic content for fun, and when it starts to become a question of morals, whether I'm gonna support it moving forward, that's not fun. That's not fun. So, and this is a hobby. So why would I don't understand the fans that stick around being super frustrated. I just don't get it. I don't know why they do it. I'm not gonna be one of those people. Anyway, Daki, you said we were just getting started, so I assume you got something else you wanted to mention other than the those frame rate glitches. You got more of them?
Yeah, well, I just kind of want to, like, put it into perspective. As I told you, I was like 7 years old when I played Sonic Colors for the first time on the Wii. And it's a game that, let me tell you, like, as a kid at that age, it completely blows your mind. Probably because of the setting and the music and just everything about it. When you don't really care about the level design, you don't understand what level design is, you know what I mean? So you just have fun having this harmless platformer, and it's such a brilliant game at that age. Like, I feel like I had, like, the perfect mindset back then, right, to play this game and really enjoy it to its fullest potential. And now that I'm 19 years old and I'm a big part of the Sonic community, I've been engaged ever since. And my first playthrough, Sonic Colors Ultimate, was basically like 6 out of 10 times the Wisp music did not play. 6 out of 10 times. And that is a big number. I also had, for example, the Moto bugs in Starlight Carnival when they start chasing you. I had them not spawn. I had Sonic be invisible every single time I played Starlight Carnival at 3 in the beginning.
Yeah,
He is
that's
above the spawn point every single time, no fail. I had the boss boost meter at the end completely spaz out on me and start doing like weird black and white particles, square particles. That it should just not be the case. I think it's gonna happen to you when you get to the final boss. When you do the final call, the Color Blaster, it will screw up. It will screw up. It's probably gonna happen. So I'm like, this game that made me a Sonic fan, and I'm now here writing for a website, helping Tails Channel out, even running my own Twitter account for Tails Channel in Spanish. That game, the Sonic Colors did all of this for me back then. If it wasn't for this game, I probably wouldn't be here. And now you're telling me that kids my age are gonna experience it with all of these issues? It's not gonna hit the same, I don't think. It's not the same.
It's not.
Well, because-
Especially, and what's really, and I'll say this too. What really makes me mad more so, especially today, I'm way more mad than I was yesterday. And it's because of all the footage I've seen today from the Switch port. And I can't even fathom anyone first experiencing colors in that way. Like, I hope no one's buying colors on Switch, playing it for the first time, excited to get into it. Because it is just a horrible way to get introduced to this world. It's not good.
But so off of that, what you guys are saying, it is unfortunate that a large group of the fandom is going to experience this game for the first time in this state. However, Sonic Adventure 1 is still okay, and man, did they do that game dirty. But yet people know, like, it did deeply hurt Sonic Adventure's reputation for a long time. However, I do have the sensation that the Adventure Bros are very strong right now, and I'm here for it. Because, man, and it all comes down to Rangers, guys, because, like, we hear it's open world, so, like, it may not be the Adventure remake, but those Adventure fans are like, like, open world? That can't be Boost. That can't be Boost, can it? You can't do that. Man, I'm in such a manic state when it comes to Sonic, and it was so weird because I was the person that was like, why is everyone complaining about Sonic? Like, I was literally that person. You know what? Since I'm never gonna make that video, what I want to do is I'm gonna close this really good game, and open up something else. What I want to do is I want to look at my script I made talking about why I think Rangers was going to be, like, really good, and then just look at it and be like, oh my god, like, what the, because I might feel really differently right now. Okay, so Daki, is there anything else you wanted to mention before we give someone else a turn?
No, just one quick thing that
Sweet.
I have to mention because people are asking me and I feel like it's worth noting.
Sweet.
A friend of ours in the TailsChannel.com server bought the game as well yesterday, and he played through the game, basically completed the game and got all Red Star rings, and I think it's Tropical Resort and Sweet Mountain. Today he launched the game and his save file was gone.
Yeah, did he play on PS5?
He played on PC.
Oh no! Wait, what?
Yep, it was completely gone.
So
I
it
had
happens
to...
on other platforms too?
So
yeah,
now I'm really glad that I didn't bother finishing it.
Yeah, it can happen. Mine thankfully were like at the same spot, so I managed to like dig through the files and find my save, and I literally just sent him my save because the man just had to do the whole thing all over again.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
So it's just another little issue for you guys to think about and be
Yeah,
a little
I
less-
tweeted about that actually. Yeah, like about an hour ago. Yeah, that happened to me.
On that a little bit, just before we say goodbye for now, Daki. Does anybody here know if in the original Sonic Colors, if you get to the results screen at the end of a level and you accidentally press restart, does it erase the fact that you cleared that
all
level?
the progress of yeah, it does. The original does that, and
Okay.
I actually did it accidentally here, and I was like, nah, it's a remaster, it'll be fixed. No. No. If you restart accidentally, you just
Okay, I just wanted to know if that was in the original game, because like I have a habit of accidentally like pressing the like bumpers and triggers
yeah, me too.
while I'm
I
playing.
did that too.
And this is like all kinds of games, and I just what an awful button to choose for that.
Yeah. You know what's funny that you mentioned this? In my no commentary playthrough, after I complete Act 1, you guys see like a cut, like a fade. That's because I accidentally did it at the very start of my playthrough.
Did you play with Did you guys play with GameCube controller when you played for the original?
No, I used
The
Wii.
original, no. We
I used
yeah.
Wii nunchuck.
Yeah.
Because I feel like on Nintendo controllers, it's harder to accidentally register an
I mean,
input.
I did play it on Dolphin quite a bit, and I played it with GameCube then.
Because I never
GameCube controller.
made that mistake in the original version, which is why I was convinced it was just the remaster. But I'm using an Xbox controller now, so the buttons are a little more sensitive.
Again,
it's
I
not a
say
good
this from
button.
memory, by the way, because I see people in the text channel saying it doesn't happen, but I'm pretty sure it happens. My stance is that it happens, but I could be completely wrong. I don't think it's a remaster thing. I don't think.
I mean, I got it on Dolphin, man. Like we could just pull it up later on today, but
Yeah.
I'll pull it up later and we'll check it out. I think I have a save file. Oh, I'm playing on the Wii right now. I'll test it. Oh, sweet. All right, Xpool, let us know. Okay, so Daki, unfortunately, that's all the time we have. I'd keep you in here, but I'm already aware of the fact that like, well, no, not only that, but like, I want to give other people a chance to talk, and I already realized that like Sam and I can talk about Sonic for like years. So next time we'll do like a Tales channel discussion where it's like the whole team, kind of like what we did at Revo sometime soon.
Okay.
That's long overdue. Anyway, look forward to that, everybody, and Daki, we'll see you when we see you.
Yeah, thank you for having me, guys. See ya.
No
Later,
problem.
Daki.
See you, dude. All right, so that was a handful of things, and I mean, it doesn't really seem like anyone has a problem with my lack of actually playing Colors Ultimate because I suck at the game. It also makes it harder for me to like talk about it, and I'm more interested in talking about the quality of the support than I am actually like playing it. All right, so basically we're gonna invite somebody else to join us. Hopefully it's somebody that's been around, that I've seen around, because we don't want too much repetition of discussion points. However, it's okay if a little bit happens. Let's see. I'm gonna bring in David because I know David knows a lot, and I'm pretty sure we've already said as much as we can from our personal experiences. So let's hope that we get some new insight. All right, so David, I'm throwing it to you this time. I didn't forget. Let's go. David.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. I mean, as good as it can be. You know, I'm obviously flustered. I don't know if you've been watching the whole time, but like, you know.
Oh, I've been listening very patiently.
I appreciate your patience. So good, you've been listening. So do you have anything to add to our frustrations?
Yes.
Sweet. Let's get angry.
Now let's talk about fandom mentality.
Okay.
And how despite everything that we've all said here already, despite the issues that we saw from the very first trailer, people saying, oh, it's just an earlier build, it'll be fine, which is actually a brand new excuse I've seen for something in Sonic. People literally came up with a new excuse to defend this game that clearly looked bad, even in like the first trailer with like the graphics and stuff.
I think I remember a little bit. I think I remember a
Yeah.
little bit of it with TSR. I think it's just ever since patches were a thing.
Right. But
It's unfortunate, but yeah.
my point is, people have a lot of bad things to say about this game, but they were the same people that actually like pre-ordered it and put money towards this. Like, you paid $40 for something that you were already kind of aware wasn't going to be that good,
Right.
and then you're saying like, oh, man, I'm so disappointed, I hope they do better. Well, by buying it, you're basically indicating that this is fine. You should have waited. It's why pre-order mentality is so bad, in my opinion. Unless you are like 1,000% certain that you're not going to have a problem with something, especially when it comes to like a re-release, like when somebody's reselling you something. Like, I really don't agree with putting money down, basically like subscribing to it, guaranteeing that they're going to get your money before they even actually give you the product.
Especially if it was, the trailers were in a
Right.
it's showcasing a build like that's, I don't know, it doesn't necessarily, I don't know why, where is this extra money that people have, right? Like, man, like I wish I had so much money I could be like, yeah, you know, it may look a little rough around the edges, but you know what, I like colors. I just,
Yeah, right.
I can't
like,
relate.
I like colors when I was younger. I'm gonna buy it again, even though it actually looks worse, but it's fine. It's like, at least I get a new way to play the game.
I
Like,
mean,
I was in a VC with Daki and Sin like right before the stream started. They were calling me dumb because
Sam called you dumb?
No,
No.
Sin Mania. Sin Mania.
Oh,
So
Sin.
Sin was
Okay.
trying to stream. He was literally trying to stream Colors Ultimate to the voice chat, only to find that his screen was blank, and when he fixed that, his save data was gone. And I just joined, and I was like, "Look, now you feel dumb. You dropped $40 on this when you knew it was gonna be bad, and look at you. You can't even play the game. You can't even see it. Your save data is gone." And he calls me dumb, and I'm like, "Okay, I'm not the one that pre-ordered this, though."
Now, I can wholeheartedly tell you guys that I would not buy this game if I didn't get a review copy. So I am thankful that I have a review copy, but I will be honest and say, just to go off of what you're saying, David, I probably would have bought this game at probably like half the price, like on sale, and when it was on Steam, I'd probably buy it. Like, that's the quality I think it's worth. But yeah, this pre-order business, again, I think people need to detach Sonic from their personality, because it's you that's great. Sonic is so wildly inconsistent, guys. You're better than that. You're more consistent. You're the same person every day. You're not a different dev team trying to meet crunch deadlines. You're a human. You're way better than Sonic. Don't sell yourself short and make your whole identity around this like game series. It's not healthy for you.
So a while ago, I posted like this rant in the Colors channel about how people need to like be more judgmental of stuff that they're pre-ordering and buying, and like really think about the value of something they're buying, especially when it's something they already have. For example, the original Colors on Wii. And one thing that I was looking into and I found that is that a lot of the sales of these like remasters, they're usually people that are already into Sonic. Like people that played the original and they want to experience it again. Which is interesting because like if you're a Sonic fan and like you're someone that would buy the remaster because you're a fan, then there's an extremely high chance that you're already aware of the issues that come with this new release, and yet you bought it anyway. Especially like if you buy it on Switch, it's just like, well, now the game's unplayable, but you bought it because it's Sonic, and you keep consuming it. You are subscribed to Sonic. They got you hooked. It's just like you're on this automatic subscription in your mind. It's not even really automatic, but every time new Sonic comes out, you buy it.
Well, here's the thing that like there's no better time to illustrate this point, because if there's anyone that's slightly disagreeing with David, and please go after me, Sam. If there's anyone slightly disagreeing with David on this point, just look at Monkey Ball Mania, right? That is clearly a smaller franchise, but they need to put more effort into it because it is a smaller franchise. So how do you not feel like you're getting cheaped out when you see all that you see about Colors Ultimate before release and now early release? How do you not feel scammed when the same company is clearly putting more effort into another port that has more stuff.
They put less effort into these things, whether it be like Nintendo, Sega, but today we're talking about Sega. Sega will put less effort into these re-releases or these things when it comes to their cash cow, because it is 1,000% guaranteed that it'll make money, because there are people so loyal to it that regardless of quality, they'll buy it. And this isn't even the first example. You already know what I'm going to say. We learned this in 2017 with Sonic Forces. We knew this. We knew, and and some people still fell for it. We already knew.
Yeah.
And we just didn't learn. And I'm not actually, no, y'all didn't learn. I did not buy this game.
I got a review copy, and I don't know if I'll ever get one again after I mean, I'm pretty sure, like...
No, and actually, I do want to bring that.
Yeah.
That brought me right back, because I remember what you mentioned
Sweet.
there early on. People were shocked that, I mentioned, Sega gave me this review copy. Thank you, Sega, for the review. And then I made the review as I did, and people were like, wow, you didn't hold back. You showed every glitch. In fact, people were giving, and I want to bring this up, people were giving TWIP, for example, crap on Twitter for him releasing a video showcasing all the glitches. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, what did you want him to do? Not tell you? That's what a review copy is for. Like, you're not supposed to mask anything because you got a review copy. And people were shocked by my review that even me, like, I as much of a person as I love Sega and Sonic Team and, been part of them and all this stuff, they were shocked that I just didn't hold back, and that's the point. That is the point of the review. No one should ever mask anything for a review copy. And you could always expect, people like me and Evan especially, we're always going to hold that company accountable no matter what. No matter, what they give us, or, stuff that we collab with them and all that stuff. We'll always hold them accountable no matter what. You were going crazy in that boss, by the way.
I was like, well, that was my first, I don't know if you could tell from the achievements, but that was my first S rank. And I was like, what? I beat it already? Like, what?
Yeah, I think the Wisp counts as like 2 hits in one.
Wisps are broken, man. But anyway, that's in the original game, so that's not a big deal.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Sam. Like, I'm not the biggest TWIP fan personally. Like, I'm not sub to him, but I actually fully agree with his actions, because review copy should not equal, oh, I'm going to shill the game and its company. Like, you're not. Right. You shouldn't worship them because they gave you a free $40 thing, a subpar gaming experience for free.
Well, I can even second that. I can't reveal who, but like, there was a time when one of Sega's dev studios that they owned was in Boston, and I had dinner with somebody from Sega, and we were talking about this exact thing, right? Like, are we gonna like ruin our relationship, a collaborative relationship with you, if we don't like your games, like if we roast them? And this individual literally finished my sentence before I even had to ask. So they were that aware that people are nervous about this kind of thing. It's not helping anybody if you don't tell people what you think about the game. So I don't agree with Epic Game Store. I don't agree with it being exclusive. And I really don't agree with the state that this port is in. Yet here I am playing it because I have a review copy, but I have it so that I can tell you guys.
You can tell you guys about it. Yeah.
I can tell you guys my honest take, and honestly, that's something they did right, and that deserves props, right? Like, they sent out tons of review copies to fans. So you can know for a fact that there are people at Sega who do care and do want fans to do exactly what TWIP did. Whether or not you agree with TWIP, but they know, they're not that stupid, right? Like, it's the people who are hiding that are like funding the games, like at the highest level, that are causing these issues. I guarantee it, because who would want their name attached to something that releases in the state that it's in right now. Like, no one, the individuals that are responsible are hiding, and all we can do is continuously be like, we're not gonna buy this, as David is saying, right?
I just don't get the rush. Why did they have to get it out now? What's going on there?
It was already delayed.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out last year.
But like, why? What's the rush? There's no holiday season right now. Like, why did they? Why is it out right now? Usually there's an excuse. Usually it's they had to get out. They want to get it out for holiday. Oh, they were trying to get it out before these big titles were released. What's going on right now?
It's the holdover for the 2022 project.
I guarantee you 2022 will get delayed until 2023. Guarantee.
Sam, this might start the...
By the way,
probably
the
right,
robots are slamming down.
You're right. You're right. But still, I think that might be what, like, let's say, assuming that they that is not what's happening right now, because we haven't heard that they delayed it, right? That's probably what the original plan was. We did the Sonic Central. We're trying to get people hyped up for Sonic again. Our new big project isn't coming out until 2022 as of right now, so let's at least try to hold them over until then. Because imagine if they all came out in the same year. Origins, Colors Ultimate, Project 2022. It's so much Sonic, but then you have to kind of like choose. You're making people choose, but giving space between the releases allows people to like save up for each.
Oh crap.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. They should definitely space the titles out. I agree with that. I just think they definitely could. Honestly, I'll be honest, this game probably only needed like a few more months to iron this stuff out. Because a lot of the stuff
how do you know that though?
The thing is, that's what we said when it got revealed, and it doesn't look that much better than when it got revealed. So
they definitely made changes. I know that for a fact. I remember noticing, like, at the end of Rise of the Wisps, like that when you get like white wisps for boosts, they're not like, they actually like face the camera no matter what. Yeah. Those little PNGs that fly by. So like clearly they were working on it, but not enough, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a game dev. David, do you know anything about that?
I mean, I have a little game dev experience. It's just like, when I do a release, I don't always get stuff done in a timely fashion, but I'm usually level with people, like saying, hey, if there's like any like outstanding issues, I'm gonna patch it up pretty quickly as soon as I can. But with something like this, like my projects are free, so it doesn't really matter that much. But with something like this, where you're allowing pre-orders, and the thing is, the game is going to be held to a higher standard because it's a game that already exists and people loved the original. So like the baseline of quality should be that you recreate the original experience and then build on top of that. But in every aspect except for, like, I would say like 80-90% of the gameplay, everything seems worse. UI, graphics, bugs, everything. And for some people, arguably the music. So it just doesn't seem like enough. It didn't have enough time in the oven, and whatever happened behind the scenes is just a mess.
Well, the corrupt save file thing, like I just missed a bunch of red rings, and the streamer in me is thinking like all the viewers are like are talking about how I suck at the game. But then I just thought, I'm like, well, my save file can be corrupted at any moment. And honestly, one of the strong points of Colors, Colors exclusively out of any other Sonic game, well, maybe Adventure 2 and 3 a little bit, but exploration is done really, really well in Colors, in the sense that like you can finish a lot of stages and you'll see in broad daylight a collectible that you either couldn't get because you're missing a wisp at the time of the playthrough, or you just couldn't react and you hit the goal ring and you're like, oh, I gotta go back and visit. But also look at the UI on the levels. Like SA2 did this a little bit, where they gave you the ranking system, but now you have the added feature of all those gray red rings I missed. So it encourages you to revisit. However, because it's broken in every version to the point where your save file can be erased at a moment's notice, why do it? Why do it? What's the point? And I don't even want. And that's the part I loved about the game the most, gameplay wise, when I played it the first time, was it was one of the very few Sonic games where I didn't feel like I had to rush in one direction. I could kind of like stop and be like, what's over there? And explore it and then be instantly rewarded for it. And the features they added to Ultimate with, I mean, as boring as the customized features are, it definitely, it adds to that. It adds that more to that plus of the game. So I like that. Yeah. And I like that. I, of course, would like better customizable options, but their mind was clearly in the right place. They know what the strong points of colors were. Just sucks that these glitches completely crap all over it.
Like, at least there's the chance that you could like back up your save if you're using a PC. God forbid you're on console, you're just out of luck.
What I had to do, so what sucks is what I had to do is I had to buy a PlayStation Plus subscription to get my games to be saved in the cloud. So if the event of the save file on my console going corrupt, I could download my save file from the cloud. I had to drop money to assure that I could beat the game in a timely fashion for the review.
Jeez, really?
So I don't have much left to say. There's two specific things I want to say. One, if you let's say you are not really familiar with Sonic, you didn't play the original Colors, and you just see that Sonic Colors Ultimate, this new Sonic game on the Switch, and you just want to experience it for the first time, and you bought it, that's completely fine. But if you are someone that played the original and now you're looking to rebuy like the game, it's likely that you're a Sonic fan and you should have been aware of all these problems. So what I want the takeaway from my section to be is I want everybody, especially if you care this much about the franchise, to continually drop money on it like it's a lifetime subscription. Be more, just when it comes to Sonic, be more critically thinking. Like, think about it more. Think about what you're buying, and by giving this project money, what are you saying that you want them to do? Because if you're buying Colors Ultimate, at least in its current state, I don't know about the Steam version, but that might be patched. But if you're buying it right now, I feel like it's saying like, this is fine. You're enabling them to continue these sort of releases and say, yeah, it's completely fine to release a game like this. And it really, stuff like that mentality and just throwing money at anything because of brand loyalty is really unhealthy, and it's why we get stuff like Colors Ultimate in the first place. They probably saw something like, I don't know, 3D All-Stars and how it had like no new features, but it was $60, and they're like, oh yeah, we could do that. And it worked because people bought it. So I'm just saying, I really want to stop seeing this happen. I want good games again, good releases, so that we don't have to wait several months for the game to be fixed post-release. Because as a person that just plays video games, aside from just being a Sonic fan, it's getting really exhausting.
And I as much as I absolutely agree with you, but all of us, I think, are in the age range where we are just old enough to be aware of what's going on behind the scenes. We're more aware of the way the world works. And I think the divide you're talking about is just people who haven't quite realized that there are people out there who are really just trying to make money off of you, and they will make money off of your love for something. And it's wait, were you always able to rotate the way Sonic's facing like that? Boop. Anyway, all right. I didn't notice that. Anyway, I just want, if anyone doesn't know, like, people will take something you love and try everything in their power to just make money off of the fact that you love it. And if we're these things are so important to me, these iconic franchises that helped me grow up in an environment that was otherwise intolerable. I feel deeply disrespected when they just continue to make products I know that are not the best quality on what they're actually capable of producing, especially when Monkey Ball Mania is right there.
Right.
Also, I can't even aim this freaking thing because I can barely see it. Also, there's 2 Sonics.
There's 2 Sonics. Oh my god, there's 2 Sonics.
Man,
What the
this
heck?
Is like a live bug showcase? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah,
This is great.
And this is apparently the most stable version.
Yes. Yes, the most stable version has crashes, blank screen errors, soft locks, and possible save data corruption.
I'll tell you what it doesn't have if everyone's watched Twip's videos. In Planet Wisp, that like smoke graphical glitch that's like flickering in and out, that's not there. The grass is indeed attached to the ground.
That is actually something I heard was updated in the recent update before release.
But well, I mean, maybe.
Was that you that mentioned that? Or was that somebody else?
No, I don't know.
I think it was Daki. It was Daki that mentioned it.
It was Daki. Yeah, I remember. I remember hearing like they made the grass not float.
Great.
Hey,
Excellent.
Great. They're starting to make a game that is visually consistent. Good for them. Oh wait, the game's out.
Yeah, like why was this?
Let me clarify. This is still pre-release, so I mean they do have until what, the 7th to get everything together.
Oh my god! If that is like if that is the case, then they should never do a digital release again. Oh my god!
Honestly, I don't know how I'm gonna feel if come the 7th, everything is just magically fixed. Because if that's the case, there's still a problem with that. They never should have done an early access.
Yeah, because
the game, because the reviews are the people are reviewing it in a broken state, and it's like people. It's not even like anything minor. It's so noticeable. You don't do this. You should have the game like in a very good presentable state because you want to leave a good impression on the reviewers that you gave the game. Because they are the ones that people are going to go to and listen to, and even they don't like it. Now what?
Well, hold on. I have to mention it since you brought it up, and this I think we should give somebody another turn after this, but this will probably last a decent amount of time. But you were just saying that reviewers aren't liking it, but as far as I understand, reviews are strong for Colors Ultimate.
Oh yeah, I meant like really it's just like you guys, but I've also seen a couple of others like saying like, hey, I can see that there are problems here, and it's like I think that was like a GameSpot review or something. But yeah, all the other ones are just like saying, yeah, color's good remaster, go buy
which
it.
is
And I'm just
so
like,
weird because when the game originally released, it was like the game was favored so hard by the reviewers outside the Sonic community, and the same thing is happening right now, and it confuses me.
Makes me worry they didn't play it. Somebody made the point that maybe game reviewers, like maybe we're not used to getting review copies, and so we aren't used to early releases being buggy, and reviewers simply are used to it, and so they review the game regardless of the bugs. But I can't imagine how that would work. How you review a game.
That seems extremely dishonest to me, and I very strongly disagree with that idea that somebody would do that.
More so what I think it is, because most of these bugs we're seeing is by comparing it to the original and knowing it's not supposed to be that way. I think these reviewers just don't have that knowledge that we would. So we see these things a lot more. We notice these robots are shooting at double the speed.
But is it really only hardcore fans that can notice when like smoke is clipping?
No, yeah,
like crashes. Like what?
Like there's certain things that definitely
or when two platforms
are
like phasing into each other, like I saw in the most stable build, like
right. And this is post patch, right? Because they did already patch it for the early access release.
Yeah, there was an update.
Like, yeah. So, and it's still like this. So it's just like, how do these people just ignore it?
And it's a hard pill to swallow when I've grown up watching the Unleashed review from IGN and the 06 reviews, and the kind of like every low-hanging fruit pot shot they could take at Sonic they took, but then this game comes out and it's just nothing, like a ghost town.
It's because they made it into a not Sonic game.
Right?
When as soon as the game doesn't actually play like a Sonic game, it's good again. I'm sorry guys, I'm just putting it out there.
No, honestly,
when something is more Nintendo like and less when Sonic is less Sonic, people like it more. They're like, and I'm not talking about Sonic fans. I'm separating people from Sonic fans. Take that out.
Sonic fans aren't people.
Yeah, and it's also in a 2D perspective most of the time too, which is another thing that a lot of reviewers outside the community will favor. They'll say, "Oh, this is what Sonic should be in." You know, Evan, I don't know if you noticed, but those platforms have like seizures before you touch them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that that's actually, this is gonna sound like a meme. I heard it's actually like a feature to indicate that they're about to fall. Really weird.
No, they did not look like that in the original.
Oh, I know they didn't in the original. Apparently that's something they added. I don't know.
No, I do not think that's something they added. I think it's the animation before it starts to fall that's just playing constantly.
When you, now I know this is probably unrealistic, and this is like in a perfect world, but still, hear me out.
Yeah.
I feel like when somebody is tasked with either testing or reviewing a remake, re-release, or remaster of a video game, they should have to play the original first.
Yeah,
because
it felt like they're reviewing the game again. They're just reviewing what they remember the game.
Stop reviewing remasters as brand new games. That is a problem within itself, and it gives people the wrong impression. It doesn't really tell you about like what is different in the remaster and like why you should buy this over the original.
If anyone's wondering why I keep dashing into my death, it's because I wasn't smart like Sam was, and I didn't actually like map my buttons.
No, please go do that.
So my stomp and boost are completely like reversed
And
from.
so, I don't understand how they did. Because here's the thing too.
How can you be aware of modern Sonic gameplay and then not fix it if you're gonna make it like usable with non-Nintendo controllers?
Right. Here's the thing too, by the way, Evan. The reason why the boost was always on the left button and the stomp was on the right was because in that configuration, you can boost and hit the stomp on a dime. But in the configuration in Ultimate, because your thumb is all the way to the right and you're not crossing over the other button, you're going to have to physically stop boosting the stomp. So you're at a disadvantage. You need to go change your controller. Go
Sorry,
do that
Sam.
right now.
Sorry, Sam. I don't speak gamer. Can someone translate that? I'm just kidding. I get you. I
Go-
get you.
Basically,
go
he said it's a
Twitch
skill issue. It's a
Let it
skill
play
issue.
like
You gotta get
Generations.
good.
Yeah, it's always a skill issue with me. Can you imagine this port was actually good and I'm only bad, so the glitches show up for me?
The glitches appear depending on your skill level. If you're bad at Sonic, your game will crash. It won't even open.
Well,
If
I
the
guess
game
I guess
detects that you're bad at Sonic, it'll delete your save.
I guess I'm the best Sonic player there is because my save file's still working.
Alright.
So David, I think that's a good time to like say goodbye for now and give someone else a chance because I'm made very aware that I've only had 2 people on to talk at this point. But I'd rather have lengthy discussions than a lot of small discussions that go nowhere. So thank you so much for sharing your insight with us. It's always a pleasure, and you're always welcome on these live discussions. It's always great to hear from you.
I'm glad to be here. I'm glad that I was finally able to spit the heat I've been wanting to since the game was announced. Just guys, please be more critical of what you're buying.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. And on that note, I'll hope you have a great weekend, David.
You as well. Thank you.
Later.
Sick. All right. So I know I normally only stream for an hour, but obviously that's not the case this time because I'm feeling particularly heated today. So whatever. Let's get heated. All right. So I mean, we have a little bit more viewers than we did last time. So does anyone like Colors Ultimate on the port? Let me know in the stage text channel or the stage text channel only because we're looking for somebody that would actually join. Does anyone like the port? There's people that like Colors. So like the Crazy Gamer, when you say like I enjoyed some of it, you probably liked Colors, yes? Like I know there's people that like Colors, right? There's 2 of them here. But I mean, it's okay if nobody. It's okay if nobody liked it. No, I mean Ultimate. Oh, the Crazy Gamer actually liked some parts. Okay, you know what? Why don't we bring the Crazy Gamer in here? Why not? Super supportive guy, and it seems like we got a different.
Is it possible to bring 2 people in at the same time?
We could try. Yeah, why don't we? Did you have somebody else in mind when you said that?
I saw Sonic Box, but literally the second I brought it up, he just disappeared. So that's fantastic.
No! Pox, if you're still watching, I was like, I knew you were there, bro. I saw you. Did he just join? I see people joining. I don't know if it's
Wait,
Pox.
hold on. I don't see him. He just dipped.
I knew he was there since the beginning too, so he's a perfect candidate to come on next because I like to invite people that I know have been watching. So, you know, they've been listening so they can kind of follow up on points and stuff like that. So, I mean, first come, first serve. But anyway, while we're waiting
Oh wait,
for
he's
that,
there. He's there.
Sick. So we're gonna bring in Crazy Gamer a little bit before, just so that we can figure out, you know, what parts that he liked about it. Hey, what's up,
Right.
Crazy Gamer?
Hey,
Hello.
All right, what?
Oh, goodbye.
Maybe the Tails channel Discord can't comprehend somebody liking Sonic Colors Ultimate. I
Wait,
don't know what
what?
happened.
What just happened?
I don't know. He's like, hey,
No.
yo, wait a
Okay.
minute. It's like a virus. If you like
there he
Colors
is.
Ultimate, you become glitchy.
There he is, Crazy Gamer. Go ahead and
Invite to speak again. We're gonna try again. Pox is here, right?
Hey, welcome back. Yeah, I get Sonic Box too. Hello.
can you guys? I'm having issues on my end.
We can hear you.
You're using Discord Ultimate.
Oh, definitely. It's certainly not the mobile
Discord.
version that I'm using.
Oh no, that's a meme now. Pox,
It
we're
is
inviting
a
you
meme.
into. We're inviting you in as well, Sonic Pox. Thanks for coming back. But before we dive into what Sonic Pox thinks, which I know how he feels, so we'll get into that after. But Crazy Gamer, you said you liked parts of Colors Ultimate. What parts did you like?
So, well, I did enjoy not the whole game. There's
Right.
some bits that I don't really enjoy, specifically the soundtrack. I just want to be a bit more specific on that. But not the fact that obviously I think Sam, you mentioned this in your review, that they changed the locations of the red rings and all these collectibles. It was fun to go through the levels again. However, this time being tweaked, having some extra areas you could explore on. Areas that weren't in the original version of the game. So it was fun to go out of bounds and then have new areas to explore for once in a new Sonic game.
Yeah,
Or-
I
or
do
ported Sonic
appreciate.
game.
Yeah, I do appreciate that they did take the time to accommodate for the Wisp somewhat properly, regarding the red rings. I do like that they changed some of them to accommodate for that.
Also, since it'll probably have no other time to be brought up in this discussion, I do think it's kind of cool that Tails comments on you doing like skips outside of the bounds.
He does, yes.
I think that's kind of
and I
funny.
love that Easter egg.
Yeah, I do quite like that. I mean, I think it would be a little bit more of a welcomed addition if the sound mixing options, you could like turn off the voices independently from the soundtrack or something. I think you can turn off all voices, but Tails will still say that. So
Yeah, that's a thing that I really didn't like.
it
about
needs
the
to be
options, that
attached.
you could-
What's that?
No, in the options, you could have, just at the beginning of the game, you could have the navigator on as Tails speaking, but even though you have it off, he will still speak in the game. So
Yeah, so
and
it's
that was for the Switch version. So yeah,
no, it's still like that in the PC version. He'll still like talk at some points in the level, and I think it should just be like one setting for all of it because But again, I want to clarify. I do like the idea in future Sonic games. If Tails wants to say stuff like that, that'd be really funny. If Tails is like, Sonic, where are you going? What? I don't think we're supposed to be like. That's great because I know for a fact that Sonic Team likes people kind of like breaking their game to do speed runs. Like they're cool with that. They think it's really funny. So I think that's a nice way of them kind of on the development side being like, hey guys, we know what you're doing. We like it. I like that. It's wholesome. Good stuff. Anything else you liked, Crazy Gamer, about Colors Ultimate, or is that it?
well, there is the soundtrack. I guess I was literally currently in the process of writing my own review for this, and I do mention that I do enjoy some tracks, but not all of them. The ones I do enjoy most, believe it or not, is actually the first Tropical Resort song that you hear in the game. I do like that remix. In fact, I actually like all the Tropical Resort remixes. But then, again, when it came to Planet Wisp, same idea as what you guys said. Like, it's supposed to be this forest setting, and then you get into an industrial setting, but then the music is like all dubstep. That I don't really like.
I mean, don't underestimate the popularity of EDM, because just like from the experience of being a teacher, I know that like being a DJ is the new like rock star. and it totally makes sense that Sega would be like, oh, that's cool, that's what we're doing now. Because that's the whole reason they did rock and roll to begin with, right? Like Sonic wasn't always rock and roll either. It was whatever music genre that was popular at the time. And Sonic Colors is another good example. Using auto-tune in music was also really trendy. And here we go. We got Reach for the Stars. Reach for the stars tonight. Like, it's not that bad, but when they performed live, sometimes it was that bad. But but
Finally, we can relate.
no, that's a different instrument. That's not auto tune. No, Sam. That's I think called a talk box or a vocoder or a talk box. I forget what it is.
Yeah.
I like it, Sam. Shut your.
You do?
What? Speak with your heart. The vocals are cool. I like the new version the best.
I wish I could hear that a version of a song that doesn't have that effect.
What? No, it loses all the appeal. The only thing is, if they use,
I don't think the guy can sing though. That's the thing. I think that's why he has a talk box.
well, the guy they do a lot of they do a Cash specifically does a lot of their kind of music with that talk box. It's just a style, and I think it's acceptable in Colors because I remember when I first played it. Hi, Jordan, by the way. Sonic Box. I think it would be unwelcomed in any other Sonic game, but I just imagine that it was like the aliens, like, singing. So it's like, oh, it makes sense. They have like a distorted, like they're speaking through the translator, right? Like, I don't know. It kind of fit. It fit the theme of this game. It'd be weird if it showed up in any other game, but it fits with this one. And I think it's charming. It's fine.
Like, yeah, the song is cliche because speak with your heart. You gotta use, the power of friendship or whatever it is that the game's trying to tell you.
Yeah, but what Sonic song isn't like generic? With me and like open your heart. Yeah. It's all the same kind of stuff. All the same kumbaya crap, like whatever. It's fine.
Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, I agree with you about the music. Sam and I were talking about it earlier. I don't mind the remixes, but yeah, the originals paint the narrative and also the tone of the levels better. So if they were just in the later acts, I think it would be better. I don't know, Pox, if you feel strongly specifically about the music. I hear you mostly talking about the visuals. Do you have any opinions, Pox, about the music?
I think it's inoffensive. The fact that we have all the tracks, it would be nice to toggle them so you can, go between original and remixed. I think the only thing that I don't agree with is the fact that they locked 3 of them behind a pre-order. They said that it was like 3 additional remixes, and I'm like, it's not additional. It's the same pattern
it's
that
the
you're
same
going
song.
through the entire, it's the same stuff. It's not like, oh, you now have, I don't know, there's like more remixes. There's like more remixes that you can choose. It's like, no, we're just gonna lock parts of it behind a paywall. And I'm like, or a pre-order wall. I'm like, that's ridiculous.
That's another thing because I don't know if it's the same for the other consoles. I'm still waiting for the PS4 version because that's the one I ordered first, but I got the Switch version for early access. On the Switch version, you could use the paywall route, in case you want to go that way. In case you buy the standard version, you can still get the DLC. Is it the same for the other consoles, or is it just Switch specifically?
There's nothing on the PS Store that's relating to like a song pack.
Because it's not just for the music on the Switch, it also goes for the golden and silver wearables, the Sonic movie stuff, I think it is, in some regions. So there's a variety of things that are behind a paywall, when in the other versions it's already in the game.
This is worse than Super Sonic. Of course
It is.
It's ridiculous. And they actually kept it.
Wait, there's no way to unlock the movie boost, like,
No.
without...
No, that is digital. I don't know.
I would go around and
for
collect
some
like a
reason.
ridiculous amount of park tokens just for that. Like, it would make the game better for me. I don't care, bro. It would really help.
Not
Some
just-
incentive.
And also replayability, so...
Yeah.
Also, why isn't Metal Sonic unlockable? Sam mentioned that in his review.
It makes me so
Yeah.
mad because it's so easy. He uses the animations already in the game. Like,
Wait,
just make him a skin.
Yeah.
Hey, you got purple goopy boost.
You don't even have to worry about getting Metal Sonic to use
Literally,
the wisps.
all they had to do was do that and put the purple boost that was already in the game, and there you go, Metal Sonic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and also use the levels structures of the Supersonic version so he doesn't use wisps if you really want to go that
Yeah.
far. Like,
Yeah.
sure.
It would have been so simple.
it's just
I
it's,
really
and it's a
was
good
this-
incentive too. Like, I'll take it, man. Like, I just can't believe we're at the point where I'm like, Sega, please be lazy.
Well, do you know what's kind of weird though? The way that they handled Rise of the Wisps would actually give it a perfect reason as to why Metal Sonic would be playable.
Could
as
use
they-
the Wisp, yes.
That is something.
Yeah.
That's something I am actually mentioning in my thing. That why isn't there no extra cutscenes? Like, oh, okay, maybe not have a dialogue-specific cutscene, but just have like something that's mute, where they're just expressive. Like have like an opening boss cutscene. Like to
have like a pantomime thing where Metal
presents like,
Sonic
oh, this
just
is the
jumps
threat.
into the stage or something, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I
It's so weird, dude. The Metal something is just, do you accept? And it's like,
No.
what? Like,
He's proposing
doing?
marriage.
as if
Yeah.
Metal Sonic, like, if you said, nah, I don't really feel like it, he'd be like, oh, okay. Like, I'll come back later then. Whenever you're free.
And it's not just for Metal Sonic, but it's also going for the Jade Wisp. Like she's not involved. I'm saying she because she's voiced by Katie, by the way, in Rise of the Wisps. But again, that Wisp exclusive is in the game, but is not featured in the final boss. It is not featured in the title screen.
yeah.
It's not featured there either. And again, it's not even in background cutscenes or anything. It's just there for the gameplay reason.
On the box and the cover, that's literally
It's in the
Yeah.
It's in the stage maps.
yeah.
Yeah,
there's
but
that.
it's just to indicate of what Wisp you're using in specific levels.
I mean,
I will say this too about Jade. As cool as it is that they accommodated for it in the gameplay, I will say though, there's not really a lot of variation in terms of it. Like, what if there's a Jade Wisp like capsule right there, you can't just grab it and then run with it. Like, if you're gonna use that Jade, you need to use that Jade where that capsule is, because
Yeah.
that's the only place where you could use it in the
Guys.
entire.
is there a cancel? Is there a cancel your Wisp button? Do you guys know that?
No.
No.
Yeah, what's up?
horrible just happened.
What?
What?
I've been playing the egg shuttle and I beat the boss and it crashed.
You beat the boss.
I beat the final boss and it crashed.
Forgive
Did
me,
you
I don't know
just-
what egg
did
shuttle
you just
shuttle
delete
is.
your save file?
I don't know. Hang on. I just spent the last 2 hours in the egg shuttle because I wanted that achievement. I beat the final boss and it just
I swear to God.
See, here's Pox.
Wait.
Here's Pox. He already doesn't really he already doesn't really even like colors that much, right? He's an Unleashed stan. However, he loves Sonic so much that he wants to play colors even though he knows it's broken. However,
Hungry, Evan.
but
We're
he tries.
hungry.
But Pox tries to, and then his save file's corrupted. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. I am only angry. I'm angry on behalf of fans like Pox, who, despite everything they've been through, want to love Sonic, but literally can't.
Okay, save file's fine, but the egg shuttle's been completely
Oh,
reset.
God,
I ain't
thank
touching
God.
that. I'm not touching
Wait,
it.
the extra reset?
Yeah, I don't have it.
Yeah, because
I
it's
didn't.
all in
I
one
did it
go.
just to get the. I did
Yeah.
it just to get the achievement, and I
Well,
didn't get it.
we could try it again later tonight. Just pull out some drinks and we'll fly back.
I've got. I've been so vocal. I mean, Evan, the last time I spoke to you, it was on your other Tales channel thing, and how I played the original colors, and thought it was actually pretty. It was pretty good.
It's pretty good.
And-
Keep going. I'm gonna pull up the dolphin version, guys. Let's.
No,
let's-
the real remastered version. But I'll be super quick because I don't have a lot of time. But I
Right.
just wanted to quickly throw this out. I just had a really quick not really discussion, but it was on Twitter. Someone said, "Hey guys, with the recent discussions surrounding Sonic Colors, does this mean that Rise of Lyric and 06 are fine now?" And I thought to myself, okay, but wait, we got to remember that Sonic Colors is underneath all of this, right? But does that make it better or worse? Because the whole reason that we wanted a remaster is that, well, no, God, we got a remaster, is that we assumed that it was going to be the same game, but better. I'm not seeing it. I'm not playing it. I'm not seeing it.
Mhm.
And with all these glitches going on, and this makes me think of my time at Climax when I was working on Returnal, we were a third-party studio casted to help out with the game, but we were constantly talking with Housemarque, the main developers, right? There is no way that Sega, Sonic Team, anybody up there didn't see anything, unless Blind Squirrel actually went.
Is blind.
We don't have to show them that, which is horribly wrong. And I'm
Hold on, pause your thought, just because when I pulled up the Dolphin version, it's like way too loud so no one can hear you. Can you go back like 2 sentences?
There's no way the Sega couldn't see what happened with Blind Squirrel,
Right?
because there had to be direct contact throughout the entire development of the game.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure they had to get Sega's approval to go
So-
ahead. Like,
And with
Yeah.
the recent discussions that have been going on in this stream, why is everything happening again? It is. We're repeating ourselves. The game development is repeating itself. And going back to Monkey Ball Banana Blitz, that's being done by the same house studio that has been working on Monkey Ball for years, I think. That's literally just you can look at the two and you can go, okay, yeah, that one visually looks better, and there's additional content, and it's bringing back all the games and modes.
and the marketing is better too.
It's fantastic. But this is just like the bare minimum. Sonic Colors, you can't get it. You don't have it. Because of game crashes and horrible glitches and these god-awful things happening on the Switch port. Which is Nintendo hardware, which is where the game's originally based. And it's just... And I bought it, pre-ordered it, you know?
Yeah. God,
So
look
I'm-
how clean this version is.
The frame
There's
rate's a
no
little
glue.
low.
Yeah.
There's
You're not looking at it with smudged glasses anymore. It's like, oh, finally, like somebody got Windex. Like, geez.
Somebody got Windex. That's
I don't know. I just think the whole situation was horribly handled. And I said to Evan on the last stream, was Sonic Colors Remastered was probably the best thing they could have actually done to like not only tie over the time between, Rangers and Origins, but this is the game that isn't very accessible. But they didn't even do that. So,
Yeah.
it's really tough. Oh, last thing I'll say, and then I'm probably gonna have to go. So with these cutscenes, that was my biggest thing, right? Is that I really hope that they're not upscaled cutscenes,
And they were. Yeah.
right?
Oh,
Right.
God.
Has everybody seen the fact that the original animation
Files
for
are
the
there.
are in
Yeah.
the game?
Yes, I know.
I am, and for people who know me, that drives me up the wall. Oh my god! There's literally no reason. They did it because they didn't want to do it. They did it with like, I mean, we got this fancy program that we found online.
I don't know if it happened for you guys because you guys are playing on much stronger hardware than I am. I played on the Switch the first time. The cutscenes were literally getting the Sonic Forces treatment where they would become so pixelated because
Yes.
there's so much going on in the background. It was
Yeah.
so half the time the cutscene would just go too pixelated and blurry. I was like, this is not good at all.
4K, my ass.
And this is not even the Switch version. This is the Switch version, so there is no 4K. So
No, dude, it's not. It's not good. I
That's
thought it was
not
because of my
good. It's not good.
TV, but it's not good. It is
Oh.
not good.
Goodness.
It's
That-
just.
Evan, how did you get the patch?
Yeah, I got the patch. Look,
Yeah.
guys, look at his footsteps.
oh my god, they actually match.
Oh my god. Wait a minute. I can test if I can move my position on this. Wait, hold on. What map was I on? Planet Wisp?
No, just go all the way to the.
No, it's
the
on
last-
any.
Just go to the last one in the world, and that way you could see if you could move left or right.
Oh, you
really?
can. You can.
Yeah, you can rotate Sonic.
But only
Except
like,
one
the
thing,
weight
it-
directions and stuff.
Oh yeah, you can.
In Ultimate, you can only rotate Sonic like in 4 directions. Here, you can move him 360.
Anybody think it was weird that you can rotate the cyan laser 360 degrees?
I did not know that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it like limits you in this version.
I
Wait a
did
minute.
not know that.
Oh, in this
Oh,
version it's
wow.
only 45 degrees, and I know that in
It's right
in
here.
this
It's right
game-
here. It's right here, guys. So,
Wait, you're right.
oh my god!
I never knew that.
That was why I kept messing it up. I was like, am I stupid?
Wait, is that okay? Because this is also my playthrough too. There was points where I was trying to aim at the laser wisp, But it was so precise. Like I moved the analog stick a little
It's-
bit, and it'll move like 90 degrees.
Lord,
I'm like,
okay,
Oh,
now,
it's also
Yeah.
it's this,
also-
Sam. Let me explain it to you as it's on screen. You please go right after me, Jordan. But
Yeah.
I'm holding it. I can't shoot it backwards. In Ultimate, you can shoot
Yeah.
it completely backwards.
Oh my god.
You can
Evan, I've
only
got
shoot
a-
it in front of you.
I got a question. If you can, whenever you get another laser wisp, whenever that is, does your position reset when you let go of the analog stick?
Does my position
Like the
reset?
way you're aiming the cyan wisp, does
Oh,
it
does it
reset to go
snap
straight
back?
forward? Yeah.
Oh, let me try it. Yeah, so I got a laser here.
I believe it
I'm
does.
gonna pull it
I
up
think.
and then let go. Oh wait, I think it's like a slingshot. So when you let go of the joystick, it releases.
Oh yeah, that's what it is in the
Yeah.
original. Like you aim, but the second you let go, he'll shoot.
So I'm
Yeah, that's not it. That's not
holding
it.
it,
in
holding it,
Ultimate,
holding it,
right?
holding it, holding it, holding it, holding it, and then I let go of the joystick. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
It
right.
resets, yeah.
It doesn't reset in the original, but I will say it is handy that they set it to you can hold down the wisp button and that gives you more time to aim it. Like I'm okay with
Yeah.
that, but the fact that you can literally just shoot straight up.
Well, no, you can do that in the original though. I can hold it for as long as I want. If I'm
No,
if
yeah.
I'm changing the direction.
Yeah, but in Ultimate you just need to hold on to R1
To the R
and you
button,
can
yeah.
you can just let go of the
Yeah,
analog stick.
rather than the letting go of the analog stick, you could hold on to R1 to shoot. I will also mention this too, as mentioned in my review. I don't get why the laser aim reticle is translucent in
Oh.
Ultimate.
Well, the whole
Why-
laser is
apparently-
not
The whole
illuminated.
thing.
Apparently it's a layering issue. Sam, did you see the message I sent you earlier this morning?
Wait, on what? This one?
It was on the Discord thing, but it's regarding the noises from the lolly swings in Sweet
Oh
Mountain,
yeah, the lollipops. Yeah.
and they've put the sound on the bomb blocks in Starlight Carnival.
Yep.
Just
I saw
Yeah.
that.
Stupid reason.
That's another thing I don't like about Ultimate. That they've just swapped sound effects for.
But Did
the
they
stuff.
not play colors? Did they not? Did they not do it?
Here's another thing. I know there's just so much that we can talk about Ultimate, but here's another thing that really got a lot of people triggered. You cannot play the cutscenes full screen now in the options menu.
Oh, you
Yeah, I saw that too. It's
Why?
what the
You
not-
cannot do that now.
Listen, I'm not that confident we're gonna show these cutscenes. Let's just bring it down. It looks like it's
Yeah.
HD if we squish it a little
If you
more.
squish it to such a small screen, then it's technically
Oh.
4K.
It's
form.
definitely HD.
Also, I
What's-
think there's a cutscene missing music. Is that right?
Yeah, I played that in my review. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's- I don't know if it's
It
missing
happened-
music or it's bugging out.
No, the same thing happened to me.
Oh fuck.
Same
It
cutscene.
didn't happen to me on the Switch though, so that was surprising.
This is what makes me upset because I think a lot of people's like dedication to the series does rely on ranges now, especially for like the previous generation, like us and like before. I think the newer ones aren't really gonna matter as much. But
So-
can't wait to see how Origins pans out.
Oh, if they mess up the classic games, they'll.
Dude.
I'll
It's
just-
supposed to be the Christian Whitehead ports, right?
No one said that. That's not been said.
Well,
I think they
well, I'm
said
not sure
they're
because they are
recoding it.
widescreen.
I'll say what I believe. I believe the like Sonic 1, CD, and 2. I believe those are the Christian Whitehead ports, and then they're creating the third one.
Yeah.
It's gonna be scary, isn't it?
But I'm saying this though more so for Rangers because you guys mentioned that it feels like, and I just genuinely feel this in the community, that everyone's like Sega's last try is Rangers. Like this is gonna be your chance. If not, then like I'm not gonna be sticking around.
It won't be everyone's, but I think this is like a silly term for it. Adventure Bros, I think, feel that way. Like everybody who really liked Sonic's stories, like they liked Sonic for his story and his personality while speaking. There's a whole group of people that are like, Sonic communicated his personality better by not saying anything at all. And there's another group of people that I think Sam and I are in, and some of you guys as well, where when Sonic started talking, he had more of a connection to us as individuals. We personally liked characters that spoke. Like, I like Spider-Man as well for the same kind of quippy idea. And the other group doesn't like that as much. Now, the people that are pissed off about like things like colors being remade at all, but also being glitchy again, is because, and the reviewers liking this, it's the perfect recipe for disaster, because it reviewed well, but we're like, it's not deserved, and now people are gonna come after fans and be like, you can never be satisfied. Like, it's a good game, just accept it. But like, I don't think the base game is good, and I'm fine with colors itself reviewing good, but the review should be on the port. It's a port. Review it for what it is, not what it was.
I'm sick of people excusing things that like don't break gameplay, because these are issues that weren't in the previous game. Why are we just looking past it and being said that we're nitpicking? Right? Like,
yeah, this is definitely not
Yeah.
nitpicks. And in fact, like, we should, if this is truly a series we love, then we should want the best for it. And if we want to get the best, you need to hold stuff accountable. It's something as simple as lighting effects is a big deal. If it wasn't broken before and they decided to go out of their way to change it, they broke something that wasn't broken.
people talking about, making it on a different engine, that's inexcusable. You don't have to like coddle them because they made it in a different engine. You're expecting a good product, because you should never expect anything less. Our standards of Sonic are getting lower and lower and lower every time it happens. Like before, it was like, at least it's not 06, and now it's at least I can play it. We're getting to the point where you almost can't do that.
But the people that feel that way, Pox, wouldn't communicate it that way. So to find like the perfect way of describing it, we have to find like the middle ground. I think like that, I was touching on it earlier, where it's like, you don't have to argue this point. This is literally factual. Sonic is not as trendy as he was when he came out. No one would disagree with you. So let's start with that, right? Then you calculate the fact that everyone's a different age. So everyone was raised in a different era of Sonic. You can't disagree with that. However, when you put it all together, Sonic was at a different level of relevancy in every different generation, and that will set your expectations for where Sonic should be. So a natural disconnect comes, where the people who grew up with Sonic closer to his prime trendiness, for lack of a better term, or relevancy, I guess is a better word for it, they have higher standards, and so will be perceived as a group of people who can never be satisfied, quote unquote, by the people who are more easily satisfied, because their reality is that Sonic doesn't have to meet those standards because he's done just fine without doing it. It's like everyone is justified, but the big point is that don't underestimate the fact that this character is an icon, is a part of history, and it is a disrespect when things like Banana Mania clearly has more effort put into it by the same company. I can't help but feel ripped off as somebody who's trying to support it this long.
Sorry guys, Evan, amazing point. I gotta go. Wish I could talk longer. You guys are great. Evan, great point. Just realized I'm late. I gotta go.
Oh crap. Well,
right.
Good luck with
No
that.
problem, Jordan. You have a good day.
Take care. Great talking to you guys. Great game.
Bye,
Great
you
to talk
too.
to you. Great to meet you. Bye.
Good to meet you, Fox.
So
maybe
I haven't
we
heard.
start to I don't know how much longer you're planning on streaming for, but maybe we should start to try to get maybe a few more people, or like 2 more people.
Yeah, I was about to actually just throw the Crazy Gamer another bone and actually mention if they wanted to add anything else.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm still currently, in the process of I'm replaying the game, not from scratch. Obviously, I'm obviously just going through the random levels. In case I find anything new, I am going to be playing the game handheld mode, so I can let you know on how that goes.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
So-
Definitely let us know how that goes.
so-
with the handheld.
I mean, I will say I was playing handheld mode, and funny enough, when you're playing game docked, you will see frame drops. In handheld mode, you will not.
Huh? Is that because
I
it's
just thought I'd
now
throw that
outputting 720p when you're in handheld?
Not sure, but obviously when I'm playing in handheld mode, I do have the issue with the Joy-Con drift, so I can't judge on the controllers with that. But no, the game actually runs smooth when it's not docked.
That is
Well, at least for me and my Switch. And another thing I also do want to mention, I can't remember what point in the stream, but I think if it was Pox, probably one of the two of you. If there's another patch for this game to come out, I don't think it will fit on the Switch. Because already alone with the patch, the game is too big for the Switch.
Oh no, really? So does that means it's
yeah,
gonna be
I had
immortalized
to-
that way? Oh my gosh, so many people have Switches. There's no way. There's no way.
I had to archive so many games, like probably about maybe 7 or up to 9 or 10 maybe total.
This game
just
is
so that I
targeted.
could play colors.
This
on
game
the
is
Switch.
targeted at children, and if you do the math, right, how many sales Switch has, what Switch as a console is targeted to, families, younger kids, and what Ultimate is targeted to, new Sonic fans that are younger. That's a disaster. That is an absolute disaster. I hope they can patch the
Like,
Switch version.
I can tell you right now the bite size of the game on the Switch with the patch. So here it is. Let's see. The 1.3 patch. It is. Where is it? It's supposed to say it. Oh no. Okay, I know it's supposed to say it. Maybe I'll mention it in the chat. I don't know.
Okay.
So, but I think it was like with the. I think it was also on Twitter. I think it was like over 10 gigabytes
Huh.
for the patch alone.
That's big for Switch.
It is big.
See, they're speaking gamer again, and again, like, I wish, I just can't contribute. And like, I was joking when I said, like, you're speaking gamer. Like, I understood what Sam was saying, but however, I have nothing to compare it to, right? I don't.
Well,
I don't know
mean,
what the
to
other.
put into perspective for you, Evan, I guess what I could say is, I mean, what's the gigabyte? What's the size base for a base Switch? What's the storage size on a base Switch? Is it 32?
I don't know.
think
We'll look it
it is.
up.
I'm not too sure.
Or something small. It's not too big. Yeah, 32. So, Evan, if your Switch is 32 gigabytes and the game update is 10 gigabytes, that's 1/3 of your system storage.
Yeah.
For a
Yeah.
game.
I mean, you get an SD card.
You can extend. Yeah, you
Even-
can extend it. Yes.
You can accept. I have the SD card, and the game is yet still too big. That was the problem that I have. The
That's
base game alone is 7.2 gigabytes. The game
Jeez.
alone, without the patch.
Well, they're gonna have to
So-
make some miracles happen, but I do feel it is incredibly unlikely that they will be able to pull it off. But my optimism is still clinging to my personality, so I guess we'll see. Crazy Gamer, we would like to give a couple other people a chance to throw shade at this
It's
game.
fine.
Is there
It's
any
fine.
other things
Okay.
you wanted to say?
Not that I know of. No. If I do mention anything, I'll probably mention in the text stage chat or in just the regular stream chat. So,
Awesome. All right, we'll try to look out for it, and hopefully we won't miss it. We might. But anyway, it was nice talking to you as always, Crazy Gamer.
Same.
Right.
Have a great
You
weekend,
guys-
dude.
You too.
Peace.
Later, Crazy Gamer.
Oh my gosh. So I think at this point, I mean, when we invite other people in, they're going to want to talk about Colors Ultimate. But I wanted to take a little bit of a break in terms of what you and I are going to talk about, Sam, because I did start this stream saying it's a little bit of an intervention. I kind of wanted to open the discussion a little bit more
Right.
to Rangers, because it seemed like we were kind of going there a little bit. So I'm gonna go with the flow and let it happen. So
Right.
Rangers, I have this document opened where I literally wrote a script, because at the time I wrote it, a lot of people were feeling very negative about how Rangers could turn out. And I had a few reasons. I had a few reasons why I thought it was going to look really good, and my attention grabbing title was going to be that I think it's going to be good. But I don't feel that way anymore, which is why the video is not out.
Okay.
So I'm going to look at my old points and tell you why I disagree with them, because hopefully it'll target something that both people on both sides of the fence can kind of relate to, since I've done the 180 myself. So the logo at the end this is something I said when it was revealed, right? The logo at the end. This weird abstract language thing that's not only that logo, but it's also repeated in the background. Now, a lot of people are comparing it to how Infinite's logo meant nothing in the end, but it does mean something. It's literally an infinite symbol. Azuka talked about that logo in the Rangers trailer. If you didn't see it, you can check out the interview with Azuka about the future of Sonic on TalesChannel.com. But he said that it does mean something, but nothing that anyone can kind of deduce on their own. So my point in this, unfinished script was that does imply that there is some lore to be discovered, right? When you literally say this doesn't mean anything yet, that does imply that you will be answered later on. However, modern Evan is thinking about Forces and being like, I'm remembering all the hype they were trying to build with why is Shadow a bad guy? Why is he a bad guy? Why is he fighting Sonic? Find out. Buy Forces. Give us money, please. For the scene to not only be awfully animated in Forces, I'm not talking about the whole game's animation in Forces. It has moments, but specifically the Shadow scene, specifically that scene, is laughable. It's hilarious. That's what adventure fans get? That's what you were pooling our hype into? And it doesn't even stop there. Chaos being there? Why is Chaos here? Buy Forces, find out why. No boss? One scene, two maybe? What the fridge? Why? That's ice cold, bro. And again, I will reiterate, not Azuka, not the people who put their names out there. Those are the scapegoats. It's the people who are telling Sonic Team or whoever's making these games, you don't really need a Chaos boss fight. Don't waste your time on that one. And they just don't do it. If they don't get the money, they can't make it. So again, that logo could mean more lore for Rangers, but I don't know, because they burned me. So I'm hurt and I can't be hyped.
Right, and I'm more so, and to kind of bring it back to Colors a bit.
Sure.
After Colors Ultimate, I'm even more scared of the bar of quality we are expected to get now.
Well, because if this is for the new fans that have come in from the movie, where Sonic could be considered, Sonic could be considered kind of mainstream right now after something like that, and this is what you put out there, and the Switch version is going to be the one that kids play, the ones that watched this movie, and they're not going to notice the glitches as much as you or I would, but it's the Switch version that's the worst one.
Oh yeah.
And besides, these kids are as the years go by, kids become part of the internet more earlier and earlier. So whereas you and I it may have taken us a while to kind of stop being ignorant towards the behind the scenes inner working stuff, kids are getting younger and younger that have that ignorance taken away from them, for better or for worse. But you'll see younger kids that are way more informed than you or I would be,
right,
or would have been. And so these kids are gonna play it, be like, what? That's kind of weird, and then look it up, and then find out that everyone's shitting on Colors Ultimate, and then we got a whole group of fans that are like, oh, Sonic sucks again, and it's like, how long does this freaking have to happen? How many times does this have to happen? The other point I was gonna talk about is IDW Comics, right? Sonic IDW Comics are more closely monitored by Sonic Team, and my mentality in this hypothetical video of why Rangers might be good, I was connecting that point with the logo. Azuka saying it means something, but it doesn't mean anything yet. I'm thinking, my mindset is that the reason that they're trying to make the IDW comics fit into the game story is, I know I said in the past that I wanted them to tie the comics and the game stories together. I've since relinquished that hope. Whatever, man. If they need to be disconnected so that they both have more freedom to tell better stories, fine. That makes sense. I get that point. Let's move forward with that point. However, it makes sense that since Sonic has been so divisive with its stories in particular, that when they're if they're going to reboot the comics, which they did in recent years, why not use that as a playground to experiment with Sonic stories, to see what people like, what kind of tone people like, because it's less of a risk to experiment with a story in a comic than it would be with a game. So my assumption, and yes, it's a big assumption in this video, was that, hey, maybe they know more about what people like in Sonic stories because of IDW's production and the way it works, because they're working closely with the writers. Maybe they'll cherry pick their favorite writers from the comic team and get them to help with the games. I don't see why they wouldn't, especially with all the fans crying for more of a focus on story. And the thing is, people that made fun of Sonic stories will just skip the cutscenes. So just let them skip the cutscenes, bro. Like, this shouldn't be a divisive issue.
Old of you to assume we're gonna have cutscenes.
Right? Like, just let everyone skip the cutscenes. Don't make the cutscenes like absolutely necessary to understand what you're supposed to do in the level, and everyone's freaking happy. This isn't a divisive issue. This isn't like momentum or boost kind of talk. There's no reason why they both can't coexist. Story and game. You just it's ridiculous. Just do it.
It's been so long since we've had 2 of those things in one thing.
Yeah, and honestly, like, if I went into this whole script, it would just take up the whole time. So let's get some other people in here. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's just take a look.
But,
Did you
like,
want to say some stuff?
Like, I'll say this real quick. At the end of the day, like, definitely after Colors Ultimate, I am even more scared for Rangers. Yes, we know the game is not being made by the same people that made Ultimate, but we're talking about the bar of quality.
It's produced
to walk out the door.
But yeah, you don't underestimate the person, the people, the company that's funding the game that allowed it to release like this.
Right.
I thought we were past this, right? But with Mania getting delayed, right, and TSR getting delayed, but they still launched with glitches. And it's not just a little bit of glitches. Like, I would say that, like, I think Mania's, there wasn't that many, right? And TSR just was, I guess, forgotten.
And they
but
actually
like,
patched Mania very well, too. The
yeah, they
game
made
is,
it happen.
Like, golden. Like, it's fine. Like, and TSR, they just kicked it out the door and kind of let it die.
Jaden's talking about how I'm fanning myself with my hand while sitting next to a lava lamp. I think it looks cool, okay? And also, it's not that hot, but I have to close my door because if Lords hears me talk about Sonic loud enough, she might come in here and rip my head off of my shoulders. And I mean, I kind of feel the same way. I wish, like, I want to be able to talk to Sam about Sonic and be excited about it and happy about it. And we can, but only when we're talking about the games that have come before it, that are from arguably a higher standard.
25 years ago.
Yeah, so unfortunately, okay. This is a fact I got to put out there. Yeah. I know that I've said, and Sam as well has said, that if Rangers isn't good, we're going to have to massively change how we interact with the series moving forward. I think that's a good way of putting it. It's not leaving or anything. Like, I'll still like tweet about stuff, and if you know what I mean? Like, I'll still talk about stuff as it comes out, but it's really just going to be like 1 or 2 tweets, and I'm not going to, it's just hard to like read a news script and follow every little factual detail about something when I just don't genuinely care to relay that information. So I want to make that really clear. However, there's a little bit of a conflict with that, because if everyone does that same thing, there will be nobody to do what we're doing right now, which is to put out the message that, like, this is unacceptable. This is not okay. And if we all just give up, in a sense, that can't keep happening. So my hope is that up-and-coming Sonic Tubers will learn from not only what we did well, but our mistakes. And like I would like to think that I did. The tubers before me, I saw things they did. There was things I liked and things I didn't like, and I wanted to provide a platform like I am today for people to, you know, vent their grievances with the franchise, but also showcase that two people can disagree and still find a way to find a common middle ground and not yell at each other like we do with the debates. That is what I wanted to provide, and I just hope that can still continue in a fandom that doesn't aggressively involve myself. So I hope some people that are future influencers in the community are hearing this call. All the power to you, but don't underestimate the power and the necessity of criticism. I know there's a lot of people out
Your
there.
voice is important, is what we're saying.
What's that?
And I mean, what we're saying is your guys' voice is important.
Yes,
Yeah.
but don't get caught up in the. Don't be worried about kids commenting on you being like aggressive because you're complaining. Don't let those comments get in your head. Continue to strive for better. Strive for better. Don't forget about how important this franchise is and why it's important. It's not just important because it's from Sega. It's not just important because it's Sonic. It's important because there's nothing like Sonic. There really isn't, like, as for every joke there is that exists on social media that like, oh, fans do it better. How many fan games do you know are finished? And how many other companies that have tons of money do their own Sonic clone? Like their own 3D Sonic clone momentum-based platformer. How many can you name? I can't name a single one. So if it's really that freaking easy, don't you think that 1,000,001 people would be doing it? Like, it should be obvious.
It's definitely not easy. It's definitely not easy.
So there's nothing like it. So don't underestimate
But
the how it's special this series can be and how necessary it is.
that's why we want it to do better, because it's capable of being so much better and so unique compared to other platformers. Yeah, with that said, keep yelling at Sega. But
Don't
no, like,
don't
definitely
harass them, but like
honestly.
and don't like
don't accept mediocrity is what we are saying. Yeah, your friendly neighborhood Sega Sims are telling you not to accept mediocrity from Sega.
but also if look inward, and if you find that when Sam and I talk negatively about Sonic Colors Ultimate and you really love Colors Ultimate and you find that it hurts your feelings or makes you feel angry, you need to look inward and consider, do you associate Sonic too deeply with your personality? Because that is an insecurity issue, and you need to find self-empowerment, and that is objective advice for you coming from somebody who made that exact mistake. That you need to love yourself. Everyone does, if they're going to continue to exist. How do you like exist around yourself for the rest of your life if you don't like yourself and you give Sonic all the credit for everything you do? Like, oh, I'm that way because Sonic taught me that. Like, whoa, man, relax. That's too
At
much.
the end of the day, what we're saying is be better. Just be better.
Everyone be better, okay?
Just be better.
I gotta be
Sonic
honest.
Team, be better.
I gotta be honest with you guys. I did say I wanted to have more people on. You know what? I'm gonna have.
I mean, you did.
I am feeling a little tired, but I think I don't stream every weekend now, and this is honestly probably going to be one of the very few streams I do, depending on how things turn out with the franchise. So you know what? I'm gonna push further than I normally would. I felt like ending right now, but I'm gonna keep going because this is really important to me. This specific stream is very important to me.
You know, I recommend too, and if you guys would like this, you could tell him. I think you could probably splice some of this and put it on Tails' channel. I think on YouTube.
That is a good idea. And I would encourage anyone else that is doing something similar to me to do the exact same thing. However, the way that I currently feel about Sonic, it is not even worth that minimal effort. I am of the understanding that the people that I respect and care about seeing this opinion are here right now. And yes, it would be important to spread this word around more, but I have faith that the individuals that are here now will do that just by being themselves the way they are. Because ideologies will spread faster through the network of human minds more than it ever will in some out of context clip that I'll post. So combine the fact that I don't have the passion for Sonic at the current moment to do that quick editing, but also my faith in the community we've built here, I just don't think it's necessary. So with that said, let's push further on. Let's bring more people on. I'm obviously going to prioritize people that I know have been here, because I'm hoping the discussion can evolve further. And the only way to do that is to bring people that have heard a lot of it. So who I'd like to bring in is Xpool. Xpool, I see your hand up. I know your hand has been up for a while, so I hope you're not asleep. I guess we're gonna find out. I'm gonna invite you in, see what we got. Yeah, let's just like jump into it. Sam, if you want to leave, please leave. I only want to push. I want to push
Yo,
only
I
myself.
just woke up from a nice sleep, dude. It was crazy. It was crazy. I dreamt that Sonic Colors Ultimate was good.
Oh god.
Here we go.
I mean,
It was great, dude.
I was, you know what? You did exactly what I was hoping you would do. I chose you because I knew you would lift the energy up, and you did it right off the bat. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. So let's return the gift back to you. What do you want to say? You know, this is your platform, man. Like, what do you want to say about all this mess?
Sonic Colors on the Nintendo Wii is like one of my favorite Sonic games. Even probably one of my favorite games of all time. Period. It's a game that I played like growing up. One of the games that basically made me who I am today.
Okay,
like,
here it comes.
Whether it's in this community or just like in general. I'm not saying that I took my character traits from this. I mean, I might have, because I'm very unfunny, but I don't know. So, like, obviously, when Ultimate was leaked, I was very excited. I could play Sonic Colors on a console that is not 11 years old. Wait, no, this console's not 11 years old. It's 14, right?
Yeah, it's a little old. Yeah.
2006?
Yeah.
Yeah, around that. So, yeah, I was excited. I could play it on my Switch. I could play it, I could just play it on the bus. I could play it on my PS quadruple, PS quintuple, whatever it is. It was really exciting, but just like as more stuff got announced, I just lost interest more and more. But the problem was I already pre-ordered it because it was Sonic Colors, so I was an idiot.
Can you cancel your pre-order though? Like, it's possible, right?
I tried. I
Okay.
tried looking through the PlayStation, but what I had to do was I had to go through a whole customer service thing, and like I talked to Sonicsta about that, and he's like, yeah, there's like a whole thing where it's gonna be like probably like an hour or so
To cancel your pre-order.
Yeah, to like get my pre-order canceled, just like to talk to somebody, say, hey, I want to cancel Sonic Colors Ultimate.
That's how they get you. Just
That's
so you
how
guys
they
know.
get. That's how they get me. I'm just like, I'll keep my copy. I'll play it. I'll record my footage for my review or whatever if I do one, and I'll have Sonic Colors on a console that's not a Nintendo Wii. So on the first playthrough that I did, I thought I had fun with it. Obviously, it's Sonic Colors. It's a fantastic game. Just like there were so many bugs in it that just upset me. Like you cannot get past the first 5 seconds of the game without a bug. I found this out today.
It has a bug. Yeah.
What? Yeah,
Well,
because like the
like,
loading
there's an
screen.
act.
No, I'm talking about the loading screen. David brought up to me today that there's meant to be a little like floppy disk, like in the middle of like the little loading thing on the top right whenever you first start the game. But that's not there. It's not there. It's meant to be there, but it's not. So that you can't get past the game without a single bug. Just like.
That's insane.
Like the more I've had to think about it, like as I've taken all my notes and everything, it just keeps upsetting me.
The fact that this game is on PC, it's only a matter of time before more people unearth things in the files. Like, people are gonna notice, like, oh, this is wrong, or they programmed this wrong. All this layering is off.
I can't wait to find every single file from Cars 2 the video game in my copy of Sonic Colors Ultimate. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
David from earlier, I like it was a long time ago.
You were half joking, but yeah, that's a great point.
We were talking about. I think we briefly touched on modders, and I guess I somehow implied that modders would fix the game. I do not think that fact. I've seen what modders are saying, and they're not interested. However, I will say this. I don't think any one modder can speak for the entire modding community, so I do still think it's inevitable that a modder will build tools for this game and mod the game. Similar to, because I remember the exact same
The
thing happening.
A lot of modders have already brought up that they don't want to touch it.
That's
so
fine,
I don't know
but
about that.
you have to keep in mind though that these are modders that we know and that are already in the community, and so of course they're going to feel the same way as we do, existing in the community, and a game releases, we don't like it because they have the context of the rest of the franchise. What we're not considering is the modders that come out of nowhere, like a lot of the modders that joined the scene in Forces. A lot of modders said the exact same thing with Forces, but yet there's all kinds of mods for Forces of people that I never met until Forces released, and they released all kinds of giant mods for Forces. So while I don't want to perpetuate the narrative of, oh yeah, it's fine, I'll like just buy the game, modders will fix it in a couple months, I don't want to perpetuate that belief. However, I think it's inevitable with every Sonic game just because of how big the Sonic community is, and it doesn't help that they left dev tools in the freaking game, so like it'll probably happen. It sounds to me like somebody gave up and just included the dev tools in there, and they're hoping the fans will just fix it.
Yo, that'll be funny. Like I find it dumb that Sega left a remaster of a game called Sonic Colors to a company called Blind Squirrel Entertainment. That confuses me. You're hiring a company called Blind Squirrel. Do you really expect them to make the game look better?
You know what's even? You know
They're
what's
blind.
Memes aside, I hear they've done really good ports up until now, so I'm left to
heard that,
think that
like,
it's Sega.
I think that's more of a you're talking to Matt has no cuts because he's biased because it's Borderlands. But I heard that the Borderlands port was okay. I heard Mass Effect was really good though. But that was like their main what's it called? That was like I remember like there was something about like someone on Twitter talked about how Sonic Colors Ultimate may have been like their side project that they've been talking about whenever like they were talking about Mass Effect or something. But I don't know how true that is. So, like maybe like didn't put as much effort.
At some point, I hope at some point someone at Blind Squirrel can talk about what it was like behind the scenes.
You know, the guy who does the What Happened videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta make that What Happened Sonic Colors Ultimate.
Yeah, no, I genuinely because what I'm like probably 99.9% sure of what happened was it was Sega or corporate walking in saying no, it's done, get it out.
Well,
like,
yeah,
it's done. Like I don't care, just release it.
Yeah, on the topic of that, like I feel like I have the strong belief that this game was not play tested and they just wanted to rush it out because fans have been harassing Sega on Twitter for a new game. Like, dude, a Pokemon like a Pokemon Presents could happen, and they could go, Sega, is Sonic Rangers going to be here or what?
Yeah, I mean, as much of a meme that is, it's what you really mean is like the Nintendo Directs, right? Like every single Nintendo Direct, like Sonic fans are just so desperate for an announcement that they're gonna like go freak out over it, and that could contribute to why we keep getting games like this. But it's weird because like I gotta be honest with you guys, like if Rangers ends up being as good as Colors was when it came out, right? So like, but of course it has to meet the standards of the consoles that it releases on. So I feel like Colors Wii actually overachieved the standards of that console, right? Like it did very good. So Rangers hopes to release for like PlayStation 5. So I think the benchmark should be the same kind of way, whereas it should visually fit in with games that release on that platform, but somehow also be able to release on Switch. I don't know how they're gonna do that.
Yeah, I was about to say you're considering this, but the game's releasing on Switch. So I don't know about that.
Yeah.
And like the Nintendo Switch is like going to be the next PlayStation 2 when it comes to sales, so they're not gonna want to like leave that in the dust again. So
they're basically building a game for Switch first with Rangers, I imagine. So I think the only thing comparable would be it really is Breath of the Wild, isn't it?
Oh no, I thought we were talking about like Switch stuff. No, yeah, Breath of the Wild like in like comparison for like actual gameplay. Yeah.
I wonder if we can expect stylized visuals only because
that's how Breath of the Wild was able to
have such a huge scale, right?
There's no way the game. So yeah, that's the thing. Is like the game is either not going to be big in scale, or it's gonna have to do something different for that Switch version. There's no
Again,
way.
and we're assuming it's open world, and again, it's very possible that a game like this started open world, and then later on they were like, okay, let's kind of like make levels now, because technically every platformer starts as an open world in this big test area. Then they could just build levels around what they end up creating. So we still don't know for sure.
Unreal Engine projects.
So we still don't know for sure, but I think you make up a really good point, Xpool, that like, yeah, they're probably going to develop for Switch first, and then try to just kind of like make it a little bit smoother for the other consoles. But still, I think it should still look really, really good on Switch, but still meet standards for at least like, because again, I think people would be deeply satisfied with a game that only outclasses Unleashed by like 30%.
I'm not the biggest Unleashed guy, so I can't really speak for that.
We're talking about visuals right now, though, and I think it's pretty. And I don't really think it's like that subjective to say that like Unleashed is a pretty game, and I don't think anyone would disagree that Colors is a pretty game. They're pretty. They're pretty games. And what I'm saying is, we're talking about visuals right now, so Rangers, I think, at the very least, needs to kind of fit somewhere in there. All right, so we're kind of going a little bit into Rangers. You can see you can see how I don't normally stream at this energy level.
I'm gonna take it back a bit. Can I vent about the music in Sonic Colors Ultimate?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So I've never really been a fan of Otani's recent work. I feel like I have this headcanon that in the middle of the development of Sonic Runners and Sonic Forces, he was invited by someone to go to a club for the first time and just had his epiphany at that club, and that's what inspired the music.
When
Forces.
everything changed.
Yeah, that's when everything changed. He just went to a club once and was like,
Yeah, no, that's the way my headcanon was for Christmas morning. Somebody gifted him his synthesizer, and he just hasn't been able to put it down since.
it's like a drug.
But yeah, no. What I will say real quick regarding, as we start to close out, I'll say this. I'm more so shocked that this is not just a port, right? They
that
decided
surprised me.
to go the extra mile to call it a remaster, to add features, to build stuff possibly from the ground up that they would probably need to do.
Yeah.
And then in the end, it's at this state right now. It's in a worse. It's not it is not better than the original, at least right now with everything going on. It's not. And what I'm saying is it just could have been a port. It could have just easily have been a port.
And it would have been better for it. It would have been better for it. Yeah. I feel like I have this mentality where Sega corporate may just be up there thinking, like, especially like what I was talking about with, I feel like that the game was probably not play tested. They probably thought, we don't need to play test this. It will sell copies because Sonic is on the cover. We have gotten to a point where people will buy games because Sonic is on the cover. So why even try anymore? Why even try? You don't need to try because Sonic will sell. Sonic sells. He's a name that is iconic in the game.
Well, we were talking about that earlier, and we went really deep into it with David about like I was talking about the angle of like people tie it too deeply to their personality, but David was also talking about the angle of like this pre-order mentality, right? You got yourself caught in it too, and your story really helped solidify what David was saying earlier. So again, we're making magic happen. No, you're not an idiot.
Idiot.
I pre-ordered Sonic Colors Ultimate.
Okay, you're a little bit of an idiot, but still, I'm just but you're definitely not an idiot for that. A lot of people got trapped.
That stupid.
Previous owner of Tails channel, Matt, did the same thing. Let's leave it at that. Like he
pre-ordered Sonic Colors Ultimate.
He did, and he regretted it too. And your story about like how hard it is to cancel a pre-order is exactly why they do it when they announce the game, because all this discussion goes around where it's like, oh, it's an early build, and then people are like, yeah, it's an early build. I'm gonna pre-order it. I'm gonna pre-order it anyway, and then it's gonna be fixed. And then like, I mean, if you're fair for thinking that. I mean, it's you know, like maybe it will be fixed. However, I've been burned too many times, bro, and also lied to too many times as an adventure, bro.
Kevin, what are you doing?
Yeah, I remember.
Don't you have to lead
like,
the missiles into him?
Yeah, but like, you're not doing that.
Hold on, I'm not. Hold on.
I was talking. You know I can't game and talk.
Oh yeah, you're on the thing. I'd suggest not using the drill wisp until you like properly crash the ship, because like then you can actually hit the guy. Or I like to call him Captain Whiskers because he's just Captain Whiskers from Sonic Rush Adventure.
Oh, I can't get him without the wisp here?
You
Oh, I can.
Wait, he's from Sonic Rush Adventure?
No.
I just call him Captain Whiskers.
Oh, okay. Because I didn't play Sonic Rush Adventure. And, oh my god, that was.
Sam is so thirsty for lore and consistency. He's like, wait a minute, that's something from another game?
Yeah.
And then you're like, nah. And it's like, oh, of course.
I mean, like, to be fair, the bunny from the first Sonic game hasn't appeared in a game since Sonic 3, which makes sense because Johnny Lightfoot dies in the Sonic Adventure adaptation of Sonic the Comic.
I'm just gonna completely switch topics real quick because I just got reminded of something. Why did they change the design of the final boss in this game? They added eyes to it.
Yeah, and the boss happens right after a cutscene where you can see that it looks different.
Yep.
Yeah,
yep,
and why did they take development time for that? What was the point?
They did that because in the model the eyes are still there, but they are not. They were not like turned on in the game. I don't know why, but they just weren't. So in the remake, they're like, "Ooh, this was turned off. Let's turn this back on."
So wait, in the original game it was wrong?
In the original game, I think so, because like you can see that the eyes are still there, but it looks far more menacing with the eyes.
Yeah, it looks. I think it looks better without the eyes. With the eyes, now goofy.
now he just looks like, man, I'm in Sonic Colors Ultra. What am I doing?
Yo, this guy's glitching, and also, is he moving too fast? I can't catch with him.
Okay, no, that's something I will say.
He's moving at the right pace.
No, I remember in the original, you were able to hit him with the drill.
Yep.
I can't do that in Ultimate. He always avoids me.
He might be moving too fast. I mean, considering the other enemies we ran into.
You're probably just bad.
All right, X-Pool, record yourself doing it.
Record myself doing what?
Hitting the boss.
Hitting the boss. What do you think I'm talking about? Oh my god, I just freaked out.
Oh, on Ultimate or?
Yeah, on Ultimate. No, on Ultimate.
I don't. My PS5's in the other room because my brother wanted to play Spider-Man, but I can like. I don't think I did that in my.
No, you don't have to do it now. Like at any time, just send us a recording.
All right.
Yeah, like whenever you can.
I can do it on the Wii right now. I can.
No, we're talking about Ultimate though. We think we.
I know, but I still want to do it because I think it's funny.
Yeah. Wait a minute. I don't have this level unlocked in my Dolphin save. I don't have a completed save.
Hold on, people in the chat were saying.
What's that?
They said it always had eyes. Version. They were just super dark. They were just super hard to see.
Huh. That's exactly what I was saying. Yeah, it always did have eyes. They were just like either too dark or they were turned off. And I know in the DS version, the eyes are there.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
in the cutscene.
Yeah, it was from the DS version.
But in the cutscene, it looks like that. So I mean, I just would rather a consistency, if anything. Or just freaking redo the cutscenes, bro. You should have done it. Delay the game, bro.
They're in the game's files. They weren't in the files in the original colors, so they could save on console space or not disk space. So like,
I'm surprised they still have the cutscenes, honestly. From over 10 years ago, like they still have the original animated files.
Sega's a corporation. They're a company. They obviously gonna have their source code. Nintendo still has the source code from Luigi and Mario 64.
I wouldn't be so sure about the source code and stuff. I mean, they needed Christian Whitehead to do the classic games. They tried to make Sonic 4, but they couldn't even emulate. I don't think they always have the source code for everything. If I'm being honest.
Not everything, but most things probably.
I think Sonic Colors did well, and they're like, "Oh my God, save that." I think that's what it was. It was.
Write that down. Write that down.
Maybe this means that they don't have the source code for Unleash. Maybe people on Twitter are right.
Who knows? They might have thrown it in the trash. Who knows? X-Pool, is there more stuff you wanted to say? I want to hammer out at least one more guest, and then
Yeah, I
go
understand.
away.
I'm gonna like think for like 30 seconds. If I can't think of anything, then I'm just gonna like let you move on to the next person.
Oh, it's all good. I'll just
Um,
I'll play another stage then. I think I'm at Asteroid Coaster now.
Asteroid Coaster? Yeah. Don't play Asteroid Coaster as the first level because like the cutscenes aren't swapped. I don't know. I already talked about how much the music bugs me, so I don't think so. So.
Is
yeah,
that
you
all
can
that really
keep
bugs
going.
you about this though? Like,
Well, no.
do you have any
Like,
funny
the
stories about
visuals are-
glitches?
Ooh, funny stories about glitches. Yes,
crap.
I do actually. All right. So while I was recording my footage for the game, I was on a call, and Shani joined that call at one point, and we were on Starlight Carnival. We were talking about the game, and just like in the middle of the scene with the motobug, the game just crashed, just flat out. Just crashed.
Wait, the scene with the
actually
motobug. What scene is that? What the?
Like in Starlight Carnival at the very beginning of the zone, you're on this little road, and the
Oh,
motobug
okay.
was like there. Yeah, the game just randomly crashed.
I haven't
Funny.
run into a crash yet.
Is it possible for me to share my screen into this and then you're able
No.
to show it to the?
Not
I
yet.
don't think so.
That's a future feature for stages.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Because,
don't like most of the visuals don't look the best, and then of course the cutscenes. The cutscenes make me want to throw up inside.
I'll tell you what then. I'm gonna post this clip onto Twitter, maybe right
Okay.
after the stream. I had the Spike Wisp. This is something that Mr. Jonathan Sega himself saw, and I decided to try to see what he was talking about. There's a part in Planet Wisp where there's an invisible wall. It's actually in my review. I showed it for a second, where I was a Spike Wisp and I was climbing nothing, and
So an invisible
I was
wall,
just
probably.
climbing, yeah, an invisible wall all the way to like the top of the map, and it was insane. And then you fall down into this box. Yeah, I showed it on screen for a second in my review, but I'll release the entire clip later on.
Alright. I do have like two more funny things that happened. These are pretty quick, so you'll be able to get to the next person in a second. But like my younger brother was wanting to play the game. He's mostly known by my friends as the kid who cried in the Sonic Forces ending. He was
my
watching
God.
the cutscene. He was watching the cutscene, the very first cutscene, and just in the middle of it, it just cut out. The music and audio just cut out.
Ah,
And then like randomly just pop back up again. Just pop back up. And then
What
we
is
close the
happening?
game. We close the game later on. This is not a problem with Sonic Colors. It's a problem with the PS5 in general. But we just we closed it. And on the menu, normally certain games have music playing whenever you highlight them on the PS5. And for Sonic, there's no music, obviously. So instead of it playing the Sonic like anything, like the PS5 normal menu music, it played the Fortnite theme.
What?
And I thought that was funny because like I have Fortnite installed on my PS5, so it just played the Fortnite music, just got mixed up. That's not a problem with Sonic Colors also. That's a problem with the PS5 in general, but I just think that's
what? That's insane.
Yeah, it's fun. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and go so you can get to the next person. I hope you guys have a nice stream today.
Thanks for
man.
coming on
Thank
and bringing a little light into the darkness today.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to playing Sonic Colors on the Wii because it is superior.
That's what I wish I was doing right now. I do like the timed homing attack. I just wish it didn't make me deaf every single time I did it, but that's a joke that's everyone is told. All right, Sam, I think I only have one more guest in me. What about you?
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna pause the game just for a second while I make this very difficult decision, selecting the last individual that gets to spit all over this game. Alrighty, so let's choose somebody I don't know because I've gone with a lot of familiar friends today. Let's see here. I'm gonna be inviting somebody that one I don't know, and two somebody that's raising their hand in the stage. If you don't know how to do that, ask a friend. I don't know how to do it either. I'm pretty sure there's like a hand icon right there. It's not too hard. But I'm also opting for somebody I haven't spoken to in my lifetime. Let's see here.
I've never talked to you.
I would like to meet. Feels like I'm in a candy store, but I'm choosing people. It's kind of weird. I would like.
Wow, that's what you think of people, Ivan?
Well, it just feels weird because it is laid out the same way. It's just strange. Okay, how about Barack? Let's see what Barack has to say. We're just gonna go in and figure this out.
What's their name? Barack?
Barack. They got like a avatar that's like orange, blue background.
Obama?
No, it's not spelled like that either. It's literally
know.
Barak. No, not Obama. Obama? They might not even be there, right? That's the issue with people that I don't know. I can't guarantee they're even going to be there. Oh, they're flashing their hand. I guess I need to try again. Or they're telling me they don't want to actually talk. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they're glitching. All good though. There's lots of other people that are interested if you want to pass it on to somebody else. Maybe they're saying something in the stage text. Let me check. How do I join? Oh, okay. So they're getting stuck. How do I join? Accept. I think he drags you in. I've given the invite to speak. That's all I've ever done with anyone else. If you just
Yo.
Oh, there you go.
Yo, what up? Do I pronounce your name Barack?
Me. Yes, it is spelled like Obama. And Sam, just so you know, you're not the first or last person to ever make that joke. I hear that on a daily basis. Also, nice channel, by the way. Like your stuff.
Oh, thanks.
Hey.
Um,
All
so,
right. Yeah, so get into it. Just lay it on us, man.
well, to
So-
be honest, I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys, but in general,
Oh.
Uh-oh.
I just really wanted to talk to you guys, and then it gets cut off.
But that, however,
Oh
I-
god.
I
Wait a
will-
minute.
however-
Wait a minute.
however-
Stop everything you're saying and start over because you lagged.
Yeah, you're like really bad there.
Did I?
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
Just so you know, I recently had a few issues with my mic, and I'm using this software that allowed me to use my phone as a mic. So there's some problems with that sometimes, and hopefully there won't be too many issues.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what were you
oh,
saying?
oh,
As you were saying?
all I'm saying is that I was gonna say that like I may have not played it myself, but I have personally I've replayed Colors recently, and I've 100%ed it, and I've also watched a lot of gameplay videos and whatnot. I don't know if that really counts because I haven't really played it, but hopefully I can still contribute something to this.
Mhm.
And I would also like to talk about the other stuff that like even as like mentioned earlier about how Sonic fans take things too seriously sometimes because they attach Sonic to himself. Because I used to do that too.
Right.
I used to do that all the time. Like I took you have no idea how much I would like take Sonic seriously because of that. And like,
So, as a person who hasn't played the game yet, has the footage of the glitches and the reviews, have they changed your mind on getting it, or are you still planning on getting the game? What is your thoughts on it?
it's
Good question.
right now I am not interested at all. Like when the
Oh.
first but it was a very slow decline. When honestly when the game first showed off, I was one of those people that like I haven't played Colors in a long time at that point. Like it's been years. Like I just remember I beat it when it came out, and like when I didn't really touch it much. But honestly, this whole experience has been really interesting for me because Sonic Colors was like the first Sonic game that I really looked forward to before its release,
Mhm.
and being in that state of like, oh my god, Sonic Colors is coming out
Right.
again. It felt really nice, and like it got me to remember a lot of the things that I did liked about the game. And at first I was like, oh, okay, the graphics are a little bloomy. By the way, I like the joke you made in that review about that. And it's a little bloomy and whatnot, but I'm sure this is a bit nitpicky. I'm sure the game still is fine and whatever.
Mhm.
And but as time went on, we've seen more. We've seen that it's not gonna be fixed. There was no patch. There is no patch. Take off your clothes. Uh,
Okay, yeah, but yeah, I mean, well, we're hoping that there is going to be like more patches because it sounds like they have to patch. I mean, I don't know if I don't know if we mentioned this on the stream yet. They did mention that they have to patch the credits because they didn't credit someone for using an engine, something like that, and they mentioned
geez.
they are going to properly credit. Because I mean, if they don't, I'm sure that's going to be a whole lot of legal issues. So they are going to have to patch something. How much they're going to patch, we don't know.
I'm willing to 1,000,000% bet that it's not gonna be much. Like, do you believe it will be much?
Honestly, I'm more so leaning toward they're probably not going to be able to fix everything. They're probably gonna fix some major stuff here and there. but not a whole lot. And more so, I assume they're gonna just try to make the Switch version as stable as possible.
If they tell you they can only fix 3 glitches, what would you choose?
3 glitches.
Like, oh man. Wait, who are you asking?
Both.
Good question.
God.
Oh, both.
Well,
I mean,
hmm.
oh boy.
First
I mean,
and
3
foremost,
glitches
it would
not be
have
enough.
It
I guess
can be
first
on
and
all
foremost-
ports, all versions of the ports.
First and foremost, my go-to would be to immediately fix whatever is causing the data
Yep.
to be lost.
I was
That
about
is
to say
like
that.
priority.
Yep.
Second would probably be the sound mixing
Yep.
of all stuff. There's too many. Like they have to. I mean, that doesn't take too much time. They just need to. They need to sound mix the stuff properly.
Well, I mean, you don't know how much time it takes, and I don't either. But I'll give you that as one. I mean, it's pretty big, but it's fine. I'll give it to you.
I assume sound mixing's like levels are probably not that hard to change.
It's a fair assumption to make. I just know that there are like devs listening, and I just can't help but be like, okay, well, we don't actually know.
Yeah, but so yeah, the data breach, the sound mixing,
Yeah.
and then probably, lastly, fuck.
Because the rest of them are so small, right?
I'm thinking about the spikes thing for some reason.
I think just fix laser. I think fix the laser wisp in general.
Oh yeah, the double sonic.
No,
I
in
mean,
general.
honestly-
You know what I want personally? It's not really a glitch, but I really think we should get a better fucking font. So
Yeah.
sorry for using that.
Oh. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
No, because like one of my main gripes is that like this something about this feels at certain moment like something that was, for lack of a better term, fan made. Like especially like the font that they use, like in the title screen and the credits. Something about it, the way it scrolls, like it just, or the way it's not shaded, especially like the press start at the beginning. It just feels so. Doesn't feel like something from an official game. For me personally, maybe I'm exaggerating or whatnot,
Right.
but like it just looks ugly to me. And I'm not even gonna talk about the Metal Sonic. Do you accept? Which
Do you
you've
accept?
probably seen all the memes. One of my
Yeah.
personal favorites is the one where they changed the text with "hot dog." Do you accept?
But yeah, I think at the end of the day, like we're definitely like on the same boat. We're just like Ultimate. Just it's gonna be probably remembered sadly as yet another port just botched. It's gonna be another DX. You know,
Which is
it's an
so weird
option.
because DX's score went down when it was ported, so they were reviewing it as a port, and it's just so confusing everything right now. Like honestly, if the reviews reflected how I felt about it, I'd feel a little less like confused. Like some of you watching might be like, why is it such a big deal? Like the game itself is mostly intact and there's a few graphical glitches, and the other ones, that other glitches, right, they're pretty big, right? Game crashing, and I assume those will be top priority for being patched. So those are the ones I think you can count on being patched, where your save gets corrupted. They're probably spending their time doing that. However,
Yeah, this is like
the tiny things are probably not going to change too much, I think. But yeah, all we can do is hope. Roger was asking, do we think that they're going to port any other games based on the reception of this one? I would say yes, just because of the reviews, and it seems like for the most part they're going to get away with it.
Honestly, and I mentioned this at the end of my review, I hope Sonic Colors Ultimate is a wake-up call, though, that there's clearly interest in their back catalog that they have at their disposal, and they could definitely port more. They should. There's a lot more games out there. You know, as much as people joke about it, I would like to see an Unleashed, Ultimate. I would like to see, obviously, at a better, like done better.
But
honestly.
it's a bigger risk, and it doesn't, like, if we account into the fact that this port released the way that it did, and that communicates the amount of effort they're willing to put into a game that was pretty well a guaranteed sell, because you not only have the fact that the movie just did well. So pretty well, any game you release after this is going to sell significantly more than Sonic games before it. But you have a game like Colors, which was critically received positively. So I can't think of any other games, as exciting as it is, the prospect that they would port other games. It feels like stepping backwards from their mindset, right? Why would we put in more effort than we did with Colors Ultimate for a game that is more divisive? I can't see it. So I really don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know if it means a Unleashed remaster. I think we would be more likely to get Sonic Riders remastered. You know, a game that is received, like, a lot of people like just talk about it, right? It's up and coming, but it's also like not as high stakes as something as Unleashed.
Honestly,
so they don't have to put as much effort.
I'm not even asking for these things to be remastered anymore. Like, just port it. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't, like,
game preservation.
Just literally, like I don't care. Like, sure, increase the frame rate, but like if you want to, but like just leave it at that. Like, increase the frame rate, but if you can't, just let it run smoothly in an HD screen. That's it. Like, you don't need to change anything else. That's all we're asking for. It's just to be able to play them on newer hardware. You know?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to give you my money.
Yeah, that would be cool.
All right. So I don't know how much longer you want to go for, Evan.
Well, this is definitely our last guest, but yeah, I definitely want to throw it to Barack as much as I can in the time we have.
Right.
Is there anything you wanted to mention that you don't think we've gotten a chance to discuss yet?
Well, I wanted to throw that in earlier while you're talking, but like David like DM me, and like in terms of the glitches thing, and I think he has a good point. There's some bugs that are related to the 60 FPS.
Right.
And I think that is a major thing. Other than that, I was kind of curious about talking about Rangers, just because like you keep saying you will go into that, and then you keep going back to Colors. The thing is, like, I personally in a very curious state, like. We can't really tell if like Rangers will be good or not, but like you mentioned this earlier, but like I also kind of thought about whether or not like the reason that Sonic is in the state that he is because of Sega's like top mandates for Sonic, and rather than the developers themselves.
It's like they have a certain amount of money they're willing to spend based on how much they predict they're going to earn for each individual game, and I think there's something going on where when Lost World and Boom released, they were I think the lowest selling Sonic games of all time. But I think the takeaway from those two games was that overall the Wii U just flopped in general. So I think a lot of the fandom's perception is that, oh yeah, like a Sonic game sold terribly. This has to be the wake-up call for the corporate at top. But I don't think that ended up being the case. I think they're still in this cycle where they truly believe that because Sonic is held so close to so many people, that they can continue to put minimal effort and get maximum reward for doing it. And there's enough defenders to sustain themselves with these lower quality Sonic games. And it doesn't help that Sonic as a concept is almost at war with itself, because a high-speed platformer literally it seems to imply that it would be hard to control even if it was made by a programming god. Like it's such a tricky balance to make that I think Sega sees it as such a far away goalpost that it's not even worth reaching for them. So it's hard to be a fan and see them not reach, not even try, and
like the lowest possible effort.
Yeah, and Colors already is the boost formula in general is a way for them to make a high-speed platformer that is easy enough to control, but it's only easy to control in its limitations. So for example, the camera in Colors pans really far out, so Sonic is tiny. So you can't really appreciate any of the cosmetics you unlock because you can't even freaking see them. It also, Unleashed, as great as people like it, it took a kind of a crash mentality with level design, and even though you have 3D sections, it's kind of laughable to call them 3D from my experience as a Sonic fan playing Adventure 1. Because as going from Adventure 1 to 2, you can see the levels get tighter and tighter and tighter because their only solution is to limit your options. Because Sonic, as a concept, again, is at war with itself. Because if Sonic can move so quickly around all this stuff, you literally need to generate the content that these people are speeding past. And I get why that's a daunting goal for devs. But if it means we have to wait, and Sega needs to release things like Monkey Ball, and Sega needs to release spin-off games, like give me a Sonic fighting game, right, where it doesn't matter that Sonic is traversing all these crazy environments using momentum. Give me kart racers that actually have a lot of characters in them. Invest in your colorful cast of characters that people like, that you know people like, that you can sell merch of to make you money that you're clearly in need of and want. Make a colorful cast of characters in a kart racer where you're not limited by this momentum-based platforming stuff, right? Sonic Riders, make more Sonic Riders games where, again, make more games where you're not at war with your concept, and then in the background chip away at the Sonic game we've been dreaming of that puts together these pieces that are so hard to put together, but when they're put together right, is like nothing else that exists for gaming. I will die on that hill because prove me wrong. Send me a game that is like Sonic in 3D, momentum-based platformer. Send it to me, and send me a game that's completed. Send it to me. Seriously, send it to me. And yes, I'm getting Spark the Electric Jester, but again, I'm talking about a game that is at the level of quality that people are expecting from Sonic.
I personally feel, can I add another thing?
Yes.
So, and this is something that I talked about this yesterday in the voice chat. And for me personally, a thing with Rangers is that I'm also in the opinion that, like, I don't know what I would do if that game would be bad, especially because, like, Sonic is going through a bit of a change right now. And in case you didn't notice, Sonic Forces is like 4 years old at this point. And we're still waiting for a new mainline Sonic game. The thing is, before, if Sonic would fail, we would just be like, oh, okay, better luck next time, which is like an year, even less sometimes. But it's gonna be like 5 years from Sonic Forces. And if Sonic Rangers will not be higher quality than that, if it's still gonna be in that level of, we're just gonna throw a bone for the fans. But it's gonna be like 5 years instead of like 1. It's not like, what are you doing, waiting 5 years for a game all the time? If we're gonna keep that schedule, like, that doesn't make sense. What is the point of waiting, anticipating for this? And I definitely understand and about what we said earlier about not being motivated about Sonic and giving news, because like you're gonna do that
like you said, Barack, like I know there's like memes of people like, oh, Sonic fans always say this. Sure, whatever, meme it away, man. Meme on me all you want, but this is fact. The fact is, Sonic's release schedule has changed. Barack was mentioning it. If you literally go ahead, and if you have the time this weekend, I don't know why you would, lay out the games that were released year to year for Sonic. They're not releasing as frequently as they are anymore. So that's why all the pressure falls on Rangers. That's the only reason, is because of the context. Sonic games are releasing less frequently. All these interviews are coming out where it's like, we're gonna put more effort into them. That's why there's less Sonic games. All right, prove it.
Yeah. Because can you imagine? Can you just imagine? We waited 4+ years for a game like Rangers.
That's what I'm saying.
It is, and it comes out to be like another 3-hour Forces.
No, yeah, and I love Sonic to the point where I don't want to be part of allowing that to happen. And
Right.
Sonic literally, and I'm gonna get even deeper with you guys. I'm gonna go a level deeper. Sonic as a concept from the beginning is an animal of all these like forest animals rising above like literal intellectuals, because Sonic is about impulse. Sonic's not smart. The contrast of Tails. Tails is smarter. He's a child. Sonic's not smart. You would describe him more as like street smart. He is impulse. He reacts too quickly. But he is about being in the moment. That's literally like a lesson of life. Is it doesn't matter how smart you are and how much you learn about everything. You have to live in the moment to truly enjoy life. And so that's what
think of it.
And that's what it's at war with itself. Continue. Yeah, go for it.
I like to think of it as Sonic knows what he needs to know. He knows the things that he knows that he needs to know, and that's what usually, and basically what he believes in.
Sure. I'm just the reason I was like cutting you off is because I'm about to like plug it in to what I'm talking about. I agree though. To plug it all in, is that fundamental lesson contradicts where we are right now. Right? There are people up there that are clearly the bad guys based on the lesson taught by the series, just exploiting people who are just trying to enjoy a series, living in the moment. And there are people up there literally sucking the hyper go on energy out of fans to create this artificial amusement park for all of us to just like mindlessly enjoy.
Right.
And that's what it is, and I'm old enough to be aware of that. And please, 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 if you agree with us here, be respectful, but perpetuate this message. But please be respectful, because no one is going to listen to you for even a second if you're a shithead. Just don't. Just don't be rude to people. It's so freaking easy. I am so upset with where the series is right now, but I have never once talked down to somebody or treated somebody like shit. And I've been here for years. It's no excuse. You can disagree with people. You don't have to be an ass. You really don't.
If you're mad, if you're mad at the series, you yell at, the corporate. Don't be yelling at other people about it.
I also agree with the sentiment that if you have issues with glitches, send it to Sega and send it to Blind Squirrel. Just again, don't be disrespectful. Be respectful.
Yeah.
Do the best you can.
The best thing you can do is just put the word out there and say what you don't like, and hopefully somebody from the higher ups or whatever can pick that up. That is if they actually care. But,
Right.
You see, that's a thing that I've been saying a lot. Is that it's like we don't know what's going on there. We pretend. Some of us like to pretend that we know business, and we're probably doing this and that, but we don't really know what's going on there. And I feel like that's a thing that's bothering a lot of people, including myself.
Before I go, because I definitely. Oh wait, is there more you want to say? Sorry.
Yeah, just that, I just personally wish I understood more how Sega worked from the inside, despite that being.
It's intentional.
Something we wouldn't put out. Yeah, I know it's intentional.
It's intentional that you don't know.
I know, and I feel like that's intentional so that everybody doesn't know. And I think that's the thing that we need to remember, is that we can't know everything that's going on in there, or that whether the intentions were we were just lazy or maybe something else happened. This is why for me personally, it's really hard to go and be like, oh, they suck sometimes. It's more so a matter that
So I'm gonna end it after this last thing I'm gonna say. It might provoke some of you guys to want to respond, so feel free to message in the Tails channel Discord or DM me if you want to continue talking further. Again, I believe my DMs on Twitter are open, guys. I like talking Sonic with people who are respectful, so don't hesitate at all if you want to continue the discussion. Of course, I'm a human, so I can't talk with all of you, but I'm seeing Nito say something in the chat that I've seen a lot of people talk about before. And a lot of people have this kind of hopelessness because Sonic, there's so many different interpretations of Sonic's character that that a lot of people believe that it's impossible to kind of create a Sonic that would kind of ever be successful, no matter who programs it or who envisions it. I disagree so hard. I'm a fan of classic, and yes, I consider adventure different. I have to say that every time. But all the way until around, I want to say a little after like Riders 1, I started feeling myself kind of going, all right, it's not so much my era anymore. And that's fine, but that's a big era, right? From Sonic 1 all the way to Riders. And I think there's a lot of people like me. I think there's something in there and there is a Sonic in there that you can make that a lot of people can enjoy. Again, people who don't care about story can skip the cutscenes. Just let them skip them and don't make them necessary. Don't put necessary pieces of information in the cutscenes for you to continue your playthrough. And if you do, put a text bubble that someone would see if they skip the cutscene. Pretty simple. Again, and for tone, Sonic doesn't need to be super dark. No one wants him to be as dark as Shadow the Hedgehog was. Strike a balance where you have darks and lights. It's the same way you'd make a freaking painting, bro. No one wants to see a painting where there's no contrast.
I just want a white canvas, dude. That's all I want.
And I am of the belief also, because a lot of people think that Sonic fans are asking too much. I don't think what I'm asking for is a lot. I think that smaller dev teams would be capable. I am not asking for Sonic to rival Zelda. I'm not asking for Sonic to rival Mario or any Nintendo game. What I am asking for is awareness of how important this character is to people, but not in a way that exploits these people and releases something that just is stressful for the people trying to enjoy it. There are people putting hours into Colors Ultimate, losing their save files. Blind Squirrel, I appreciate the work that you guys have done for us. You agreed to remaster Sonic Colors. You must care to a degree. I am sorry if you were mistreated by Sega. I am more of the belief that it is Sega's responsibility, because the only consistent factor in all of the issues that I've had up until this point has been Sega. And yes, sometimes they do a good job and we get a good game, but we shouldn't be holding our breath in the midst of hype for the next release. We should be able to live in the moment as Sonic does and tries to teach us, and be able to enjoy it. But we can't, because of where we're at right now. And it's getting to the point where I can't take it that much anymore. Anyway, guys, I have streamed way longer than I ever probably should. You could definitely, like, I started swearing a little bit more, started getting a little aggressive. But again,
we're getting
I said the F word.
But the reason I'm doing this is because I'm aware I'm not streaming every weekend anymore. So if you guys want to look at the archive on our Twitch to just kind of like revisit it, please do it. If you want to talk more on social media, please do it. I am open to it. I do miss talking to you guys in this way, but it really is Sonic, not you guys. I'm sorry. And honestly, a big part of why I'm so conflicted about all of this is because the community has been so welcoming and wonderful to me, and I care so deeply about all of you, and I really mean it, because I was raised here. I'm literally starting to cry. I was raised here because I understand what it's like to be embarrassed about liking Sonic and finding, and I had to find, what is it? I had to find self-love, and to the point where I'm like, it doesn't freaking matter. I like it, and that's enough. But now I'm at the point where I can see what's above that, and I'm enough my love for Sonic is enough, and it's fine if you love something that other people hate. But to know that other kids might have that experience again because somebody just wants to make more money hurts too much. I'm too old, I guess. I'm too aware that that's how things work. But I can't, as a person in good faith, continue knowing that. So unless things change, I can't be part of it. I literally can't. I want you guys to not be blindsided by that take. I want you guys to know how important this is to me. And I'm not crying over Colors Ultimate. I'm crying over Sonic. Want to clarify that.
You know, I understand that.
And I'm crying about everything that's happened and how we're still here. So thank you guys so much for everything. I'm sorry if I made you incredibly uncomfortable, Barack. We're crying when I first met you.
No, okay, dude, listen, you didn't hurt me because you were speaking, but I literally said, I feel you, bro, because, like, yeah, I know how it is. Listen, I'll tell you a story. Like, back in 2015, when I remember it was, like, high school, I actually went to the Sonic Stadium message board. I felt horrible about me being a Sonic fan to the point where I actually made a thread called "Is it okay to like Sonic?" Yeah, of course it was in Sonic form, so that's a bit,
Yeah.
But you know, I got a lot of support from there. A lot of people gave me like these big threads explaining about, you know, trying to make me feel better and whatnot. Actually, Aaron Weber was part of it. That I saw Rubik Eclipse in there. He also helped. I remember.
And it's people like Ruby Eclipse, and there are just so many fantastic individuals in this community that I'm also getting emotional about, like thinking about. It's so hard because knowing what I know now, based on my experience, I know that the amazing relationships I've built being in this community, it literally puts a wedge between those relationships because of something so stupid, selfishness, trying to get money. And again, I've said this all the time, my feelings as they are right now are subject to change in the future. I am an open-minded individual, or at least I describe myself that way. So if you feel so passionately in the opposite direction that I do right now, please inform me. That's why I'm having an open live discussion. I want to know what people are saying and thinking. This is important to me. So please do it. I'm here to learn. That's what I like about this community is every single time I've done that, every single time I've said I want to learn from people, people were respectful, explained their thoughts to me respectfully, and I was able to learn and grow. That's my experience in the community. It's worked out for me. I don't know why. I know other people's experience is different, but I am incredibly thankful that that has been my experience. Thank you all. You must have been the individuals that have made my experience that way because you're here supporting me now. Thank you. I have to go and pee so incredibly badly. So I'm going to go now. But thank you guys so much. It was nice meeting you, Barack, and Sam, I'll probably DM you later today, but yeah,
of course, yeah.
I'm gonna go away.
Yeah.
No problem, and Sam, thanks for being here the whole time.
Yeah, man. Of course.
Yeah.
Release the Time Tempest.
All right, you go pee.
All right, guys, I gotta go. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys had a good time today.
It was a very good time. I had
Hell yeah.
I like.
All right, bye,
like
guys. No problem, bro.
Bye.
Come back any other live discussion, and we'll have you back on, dude.
All right, end your stream.
Peace.
Bye.
Cool.
I
See
will.
ya.
All right, I need to end this stream. Bye, guys. Thank you guys so much again.